Testing, testing. Why is it always like that when I get here? Hold on, let me reset my mic.
That's my boy. No, my boy!
Father, help! Why'd that play twice? Oh wait, it's because I still have the sound on in my ear. Also, I sound much clearer now. Anyways, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Words are failing me. Okay, welcome, 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 everyone, to another stream of Fate Grand Order. Today, we're gonna be continuing Avalon. And hopefully the power doesn't die on us a half hour in again, because that sucked yesterday. Anyways, fairies ain't real, they're made up by bridge detectors? What? Or bridge detractors? Mom, can we have fairies? We have fairies at home, fairies at home. I'm not a Dorito! Oh, Indy. An adorable little bat fairy. Anyways, I don't think we have. I select this avatar. Okay, so you want a little lore on my choice here. Very well. So, I am Doppel, a doppelganger VTuber. One's form is transient and ever-changing. I chose this after some consideration. I originally was going to propose myself as a kitsune, because my one skill that I have, that I am fairly confident in, is my vocal manipulation. And you'll see a bit of that as we stream today, as I give characters various voices. I knew the kitsune market was very saturated, but whenever I decided to try to think outside the box, I was struck with a bit of inspiration. A doppelganger. And using ideas like the vague culprit silhouette from Detective Conan and Danganronpa. I mixed those up with a few other things, me and my two model old creators. We worked with each other. One of them made a joke, and that has influenced the entirety of, the kimono design. Ferries are like those boots that bring people and vehicles from one shore, or boats that bring from one shore to another. They're right. um, well, you're not wrong, but the spelling's off. Anyways, as we didn't get that far yesterday, there's no need for a last time on Fate Grand Order. No, there's no need for any of that. We just saw a little bit what Mash was doing. She doesn't have any memory either. And we were chatting a bit with Oberon when the power went out. So yeah, we're gonna be restarting that scene. Anyways, let's switch on over. How do you spell it? I believe it's Ferry. Last time on Fake Grand Order Power Outage. Oh yeah, the single "I was a pluralist" in your stream title. Does it have 2 eyes? I don't know. I don't know how to spell fairy. They use Fae in this game most of the time. Until they say Fairy Britain. Look, I can't spell, okay? Let's see. That means I'm gonna have to... What's our spelling for this shit? Leaving. I might have... Okay, no. Guaranteed I misspelled it. Alright, let's see. Fairy... Is that right? It has been updated. Is that right? As I wrote. Oh, I saw it in Murders. Very. Oh God, why are there so many? Why are there so many spellings? For the same fucking word. Ugh. The pain. Because English. I love how that was both y'all's responses. Anyways. BlueStacks, come on. Come here. There we go. Here we go. Alright. A smidgen of, grinding. When's FGO gonna get its PC release? Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Make this, fair bit easier. When are we gonna get an offline version of Arcade that's then brought over to Steam globally? Wouldn't that also be nice? Come on, pull a Mega Man and dive. Please, I'm begging you. If you're no longer gonna make new events and just rerun everything, give us a Mega Man dive offline scenario. Because Arcade looks so fucking good. It's so pretty. Alright, Odysseus is finally level 90. Nemo will be next. Also, I kept mentioning her, but check it. I got Malter. Hell yeah. I think I've, raising all my Lancers up to their standard max level. I should honestly raise the base level of Bargith and just start working on that. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I got plenty of grails. Oh wait, but I don't have plenty of money. That's what I'm lacking there now.
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh. Welcome, Walden. Welcome, Metal. Welcome. Hiya. Hi. Alright, now let's actually try to do this. Alright, the important part is you don't crash on me this time. Or, well, not crash. Don't lose power in the entire house this time. Ah, the prophecy seems true. That girl's our star of hope. She'll be our salvation. She'll be our path to forgiveness. She's our savior, who drifted to our shores, the ship full of treasure. She's the one who will hear the voices of paradise and chant the promised name. Oh dear, Artoria, may you grow to the age of 16 healthy and strong. May the Queen's soldiers never find you. One day you'll have to go on a journey to ring the 6 bells and save all Britain. A journey to welcome our true king. Gloucester, Salisbury, Oxford, Northwich, Orkney. We may not know where the 6 bell is, but we are confident you'll find it. The staff selection's chosen you. You're the Fairy Britain's only hope. Now go on. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry and greet your 16th birthday. We have complete faith in you. Just a One Piece recap taking up the first half of the episode.
Village is done for. The execution squads are here. Hold your head high. Grip your staff tight. Now's the time to begin your journey, Artoria. Remember, no matter what anyone says, you're unquestionably the child of prophecy. You're the spitting image of her.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm so weak. So I couldn't live up to your expectations. I'll do my best. I promise. It's much I can. Sleeping already, Artoria? Oh, no, was I asleep? I should remember Tristan playing his harp and then... understands me. Merely trying to soothe your exhaustion. Cannot help but notice you don't seem to care for my music, Malaysia. I mean, Maid Artoria. I'm sorry, I'm just not used to hearing music. It really did help me fall asleep peacefully. I'd love it if you played for me again when it's bedtime.
Ouch, wound me, Maid Artoria. No bard wants to be told his music puts people to sleep.
Hey, can't blame her. You've been walking non-stop nearly all day. We're all exhausted. That's why we're camping out here tonight, before making our way to Salisbury tomorrow morning. Altoria, put up a band of fuel to keep wild animals away, right? I hate to ask since I know you're sleepy, but would you mind? That is a punchable face. It very much is. Oh, yes, of course. Okay, I'll be back soon. You mean best boy. All that physically hurt me typing out. It's like, look, it's best boy. No, I can't lie like that. Fuck this guy. Now then, I know we told Artoria that proper human history is like a parallel world to Britain, but of course that's not the whole truth, is it? Truth is, proper human history is the rightful historical timeline, and is fundamentally incompatible with this world of fairy Britain. As Chaldea, you have to erase the lost belts to ensure humanity's future. And now you're trying to come up with a way to tell Artoria this without hurting her too badly. I know it's wrong to hide that, but... I see. I suppose you have betrayed the people of 5 lost belts already. That's a horrible way to put it, Oberon. We've betrayed no one. Go fuck yourself. I hate how everyone keeps painting it like this, but like, no, we the fuck have not. Damn, I usually pride myself in being an excellent conversationalist. But even I've been having trouble coming up with the right words to heal the wounds in your heart. So for now, the best I can do is offer some words of consolation. It's okay, Tamasu. This lost belt won't fall by your hand. Remember, it's falling apart on its own. If anything, I say you're doing it a favor. Honestly, you could say the same with all the previous 5 lost belts. I'll be honest with you. A favor. Yes, indeed. Human history simply could not ever prosper in this version of Britain. It's a flawed world. It's always destined for destruction. Yeah, so is every other lost belt. Got a hard time coming with words to heal you, so it just makes the wounds bigger. It's a flawed world that's always destined for destruction. Yeah, no shit. That's literally why these lost belts get pruned away. History took a dreadfully wrong turn here. Yeah! Yeah, it's a lost belt. No shit. The only problem is that it's threatening to take proper human history down with it when it all goes to pot. And that's why guys like us from proper human history have to do whatever we can to save it. And that means defeating the one who's been ruling it from on high for 2,000 years. Hi, Queen Morgan.
Hold on, say Morgan. Isn't that Morgan?
Yep, that Morgan. The same one who proved to be King Arthur's ultimate Achilles heel in proper human history, even after he united all of Britain. The extraordinary witch who lured King Arthur into countless traps so she could take Camelot for herself. And the mother of Mordred, the treacherous knight, the child of King Arthur who proved to be his downfall. She's the one who ultimately destroyed Britain, and here she's Fairy Britain's ruler, and she will bring it all to ruin. Let's see, I think you Chaldeans would probably refer to her as this Lost Belt's king. Queen Morgan. She seems so familiar to me. My MP5, Morgan's just sitting next to us while all this is happening. Anyways, based on everything, I kind of want to see a fairy Mordred. Damn, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Granted, it wouldn't be Mordred, quote unquote. It'd probably end up like Bargath and Melusine, where it's a different Welsh fairy or legend or something that's taking the role of Mordred. But I would like to see that. That would be interesting. Because the only ones who are still the same in any sense are Artoria and Morgan. Be another Saberface for sure, though. That'd probably be the best route for design-wise. Because since Mordred's supposed to be both of their kid in a sense, choosing another Avalon de Fae for Mordred would be a good design choice. Anyways, based on everything you told me, it sounds like Morgan's behind the outside world's abnormality. So as long as you can defeat her, that should end this threat to proper human history. After that, you can just leave this place to its fate. Hey, I said the thing. Yeah, you did. You don't seem too happy about it. I just don't like you. When it falls apart or pulls itself back together, you won't need to feel bad about it. Look over there. What was it a lost belt needs to survive again? A tree of emptiness. Well, I'm guessing that world tree. The great ash over there beyond the sea, is it? And as you can see, it's been dead for a long time. So this lost belt definitely hasn't got long left. It's been dead for a long time. Anyways, I think it's enough to talk for tonight. Don't want to overdo the info dump. So, even if you don't remember anything else we talked about tonight, at least remember this. Defeat High Queen Morgan, ruler of Fairy Britain. Nice and simple, right? Also, we're using the spelling of fairy that has AE at the beginning. Please correct your stream title again. Fuck you, Oberon! As for the rest, I'll tell you once we reach Salisbury. Once you see a fairy city for yourself, I think you'll have much better handle on what life in Britain is like. Oops, sorry to interrupt, but we got Monster. Get ready to fight Tiramisu. I'm so sorry. Accidentally skipped a couple steps when I was making the bandit field. I ended up summoning a pack of wild birds by mistake. Could you help me out, please?
I never thought the day would come my liege would beg for help. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting she's not the King Arthur I knew. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Even if she's not, still glad to have her around.
Me too, it's such an honor. Actually makes me feel sorry for the other knights of the Round Table.
Here they come. Be careful, Tiramisu. Britain's beasts are not to be trifled with. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom.
Look at the time. Roll this Camelot.
Oh, aren't they cute? They think they're people.
Unfortunately, I don't have court enough to finish the lorry. Oh well.
いい判断です。負けないぞ。誇りにかけて逃がすもの。やっ、輝きを。
Now,
目に打ついい判断です。
perish, insolent whelps.
何目を背けないで。そう、いいでしょう。
Sorry, Morgan.
Frick, who's messing with my crocs? It's not one of this Camelot time yet.
ロードレスキャメロット。
What the fuck is going on?
やっと血がたぎってきたのに終わりだなんて。いつの世も反乱分子は物足りませんね。
Yay, we won. We trounced him. Man, they feel good. Ah, this makes me happy. The first battle I've won handily since being summoned.
Dude, we haven't had enough luck with combat since we got here.
Indeed, it may not be a match for fairies. Melodic beasts like these are no match for the Round Table.
I see. So you're already strong enough to handle a murder of night crows without much trouble. Very nice. It's even better than I was expecting. Tristan, your bow may not be particularly strong, but its range is exceptional. You're clearly well suited for battles against large groups. With you on our side, I bet we could win no matter how outnumbered we may be. You remember his MP's single target, right? As for you, Artoria, you're much more of a wild card than you look. That strange tool of yours, handmade. A rare weapon like that would be very effective against an opponent we've never seen before, especially as a distraction. And above all, your summons were fascinating, Tiramisu. Temporarily summoning heroic spirits to aid in battle, huh? I had no idea. Such a flexible and powerful way to fight. Human magecraft doesn't tend to work very well against fairies, but summoning heroic spirits is definitely an exception. The only problem is with how long it can last, given the incredible demands on your stamina, magical energy, and sheer luck. Plus, it seems the longer the battle lasts, the more of a toll it takes on you. But as long as you're careful about that, you should be able to handle anyone, fairy or not.
Wait a minute. When human magecraft? You can use magecraft, Tiramisu.
Yes, barely thanks to my Mystico, but yep. I'm kinda garbage.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I was just taking a break. You see, magecraft isn't really used much in Britain. Basically, fairies perform sacraments without any help from basic magecraft spells and mystic codes. So magecraft's considered unnecessary at best and only practiced by weirdos at worst. In fact, to be totally blunt, if you tell people you use magecraft here, they'll tend to look at you all funny and ask why you go all that trouble. I see, you do have a point. Fairies simply have no need of magecraft. Since Britain is a land dominated by fairies, magecraft is effectively worthless here.
Why do you use it then, Artoria?
Oh, man, after everything was said, you really went there, Tiramisu.
Now, it's an honest question, Artoria. You know she didn't mean anything by it, right? Anyways, you don't have to answer if you'd rather not. As for you, Tiramisu, I suggest you wait for a better time before bringing this up again. Anyways, I think we might have gotten distracted from our main purpose. What do I feel is just scaling everyone to see where to backstab most effectively? You know what? You're probably right. Now then, we've got this nice camp set up, and we should use it to get a good night's rest. I'm sure there's more you'd like to know about Tiramisu, Artoria, but why don't we save it for tomorrow? Fortunately, there are none of the Queen's soldiers, no Moors, and no rebel army around here. And once we wake up in the morning, it's only another hour's walk to Salisbury, where we'll be able to have a much more in-depth conversation. After all, if you're going to have fun discussion, you could save it for a nice relaxing place, right? Still not sure about my Oberon voice choice. It's better than when I was trying to make him Cockney because it really wasn't vibing with him. I'm not sure about this relaxed state. That's the gist of the world's history up until 2017. I should say 2020 because that's when the world got caught on fire in NA.
Well, so other words really do exist. England, Scotland, Ireland. And you said there are countries beyond the Isles too, like France and Italy. I can't even imagine so many countries and cultures and people. Sounds like you come from a real wonderful world.
Make him New Yorkish. Oh, I'm backstabbing here. Yeah, but it's difficult to get a new accentation. I can try. No, because then it'd just roll back in that Cockney thing. That wasn't vibing with him. He seems a bit more attempting regal, but at the same time sinister, but at the same time like he's clearly hiding that sinisterness. Now I already used that sort of mix with Domen, and I'm not just gonna reuse it for Oberon on this soon.
Britain without the fairies, huh? That sounds like a nice change of pace.
Let me see. Let me try a few things. I can give him the Moshirige voice. Just completely remove all threatening aura from him.
Well, from where Tiramisu's sitting, I'd imagine she finds this Britain full of fairies to be quite the change of pace.
Silly as it sounds, not vibing that. Man, Oberon, if Tristan wasn't here, you'd get the stoner voice, and that'd be okay, but... No. Well, from where I'm standing, Tiramisu, it's... or from where Tiramisu's sitting, I'd imagine she finds this place full of fairies to be quite the change of pace. I'm gonna try that for a bit. I do have to correct you on one thing, though. It's not that there aren't any fairies at all in Property Ministry, where Tiramisu is from. While mystics have definitely faded since the AD era began, fairies are still around. Though, of course, there are far fewer of them. They don't reveal themselves to humans much. Heck, I'm a fairy heroic spirit myself. You think of it, Oberon, aren't you from A Midsummer Night's Dream, right? Written by William Shakespeare, England's greatest playwright, it may well be one of the most famous stories about fairies. It's basically about a love square between humans. But two of the most important characters are Oberon, the king of fairies, and his queen, Titiana. In the story, Oberon wants Titiana to give him one of her pages. I just gotta need to punch the butterfly dude. Understandable, he looks very punchable. So he hatches a plan involving a potion that will cause the drinker to fall in love with the first living thing they see upon awakening. But two humans end up taking it by mistake, causing them to forget about the person they love and mistakenly believe they're fated to be with someone else. Well, without going into too much detail, it all wraps up nicely in the end. It's a sort of comedy of errors focused on love and miscommunication you see everywhere. But unfortunately for me, it became so popular that it kept being retold for generations. Thanks to that, the word fairy is now synonymous with mischievous punk and narrow-minded King Oberon. So at least in one sense, I might be the most famous fairy in the world. If you've never read it before, you should give it a shot once you get back to Chaldea. It doesn't paint the most flattering picture of me, unfortunately, but never mind that. Just to be clear, I swear I wasn't trying to make trouble, okay? Just a plot device, really. Only there to get the romantic hijinks rolling. So then, does that mean you're a fictional character, Oberon? Or is it even possible for someone as vaguely default as it to become a servant?
No, it isn't. Well, Shakespeare, A Midnight Summer's Dream is indeed how he's best known. Legends of Oberon the Fairy King have existed in Europe since ancient times. Perhaps most notably is a poem about him from the 5th century, well before Shakespeare's time, where he's described as a king of fairies and his magic to make any wish come true.
Really? Didn't know about that one. The point is, the character was inspired by an existing model, and that model must have become the base for my servant form. Which came first? Who knows? Just another version of the chicken and the egg problem. What about Titiana, then? Oh, she's all Shakespeare. There's no legends in fairy history of anyone by that name. The name Titiana probably came from Titans of Greek mythology. The Oberon in A Midnight Summer's Dream is pretty self-centered, after all. You could never find a lady who would tolerate him, so Shakespeare had to make one up. But I digress. Sorry for wasting our time. Salisbury's just ahead. Don't worry about the guards. I'll handle them. Titiana's not real. Angie noises. All you three have to do is stay quiet. It's okay. My face is basically a free pass into the city. Alright, one more thing. Do not tell them your names. They ask, you can avoid answering. And you can't avoid answering, make something up. We don't need anyone else finding out that you're human, and you'll never know who might be listening.
Hold on, isn't it dangerous to lie to fairies? Heard their eyes can see through falsehoods. If so, shouldn't we try avoid lying whenever possible?
Oh, don't worry. Fairies here don't have powers like that. I don't know if they lost them thanks to all the prosperity, or if they threw them away in order to be prosperous, but either way, they definitely can't tell truth from lies anymore. The only way you can tell if you're dealing with a good person or not is when everything's said and done. How else could someone as evil as Morgan have stayed at the top of the world for so long? So this is Salisbury. I could go for a Salisbury steak.
Ah, how this gladdens me. The air here is very different from Cornwall. Maybe fairies everywhere we turn here too. Don't sense anything dangerous about them. They all seem happy and full of good cheer. There's some sort of festival taking place today or something?
No, it's just life in Salisbury. Only free seating all Britain. There are about 200,000 people living in Salisbury. Some are wind, earth and fang fairies. Some are fairies who emerge spontaneously from nature. Some are even independent humans.
Independent humans? Humans who have won their freedom now belong to no one but Britain itself. I was hoping to tell you about that aspect of life here once things had settled down, but I'm glad it was bound to come up sooner or later. And since the great cathedral's here too, this seems a good place as any to get into it. You Chaldeans may have thought there's no humans in this lost belt, but strictly speaking, that's not true. Humans do exist here, they're just not at the top of the hierarchy. Here they're used as tools to enrich fairy society, and proper human history turns are essentially slaves. Didn't you think there was something strange about this city? Is it wrong, twisted, unseemly? And you mentioned the idea of a fairy city does seem wrong. Oh, you're right, it seems more like a human city than a fairy one. Exactly. Humans are supposed to live in harmony with nature. Even when they form communities, it's always forest children, stone children gathering under the same great mother. They're always just the divided spirits of the planet, who never possess a culture of their own. But as you can see, Fairy Britain has become a place where fairies imitate human society. For about 14,000 years, fairies here have raised humans like cattle. In that time, these humans innate creativity as entertainment, which in turn allowed them to flourish. Fairies live long lives that require no subsistence whatsoever. Since there's nothing they can't do, they never change, and they never try anything new. In contrast, humans have countless weaknesses. They live short lives, their injuries don't heal, they need food to survive. Well, injuries do heal. Just not like super regeneration, but injuries heal. They need food to survive, they can easily be killed by a wild beast. So naturally, humans came up with all sorts of things that allowed them to survive and flourish in spite of all of those weaknesses. I'm guessing the fairies found that kind of human thinking to be absolutely fascinating. It was like finding a shiny new toy. So they began keeping humans as livestock, followed by superficially copying their cultures with cities like this one. They completely ignored the substance behind human agriculture, architecture, and other various fields of study. Instead, only imitating it at the most basic superficial level. Anything they couldn't copy manually, they fudged with magical energy. The cathedral there is the worst offender. Fairies have no gods, and no religion. There was no actual point in making the cathedral. They just thought it was fun. The Fairy Britain's culture, and that's how they treat humans. They basically ripped off human culture? Well, yes, I guess you could put it that way. Still, as fairies myself, I can understand how things got to this point. While they definitely took it too far, it makes sense they'd get like this in a world where humans are endangered. Both in proper human history and this lost belt, humans are fairies' favorite source of luxury entertainment. This land came to be known as Fairy Britain when fairies began regulating humans at a societal level. It's also the key political policy of High Queen Morgan, your enemy. You guys are gonna fight Morgan? Yep, or at least that's the current plan. Isn't that right, Tiramisu? I don't know about fighting yet, but we do need to beat the Lost Belt's king. But first we need to find my other two companions. Alright, you do, don't we? Or we do, don't we? First things first and all that. Why don't we start with the pub? There's always people coming and going in pubs. Some of them may know something useful. Artoria? Oh, Tiramisu, you helped me out a lot. I really do appreciate it, but what should I do? She's going to fight High Queen Morgan. It will really complicate things while stuck around. I wanted to stay with her until she found Mish, but maybe it'd be better to go all separate ways here. That's how it is. By the way, Artoria, do you know what they do to humans in the city they catch without their owners? They're captured as ranch escapees and sent up to New Darlington. New Darlington? Isn't Darlington the natural slaughterhouse theater? Slaughterhouse? That's horrible. But wait, isn't Salisbury supposed to be a free city? The head of the Wind Clan runs this place, right? Surely they wouldn't do something so horrid. Not necessarily. Not even the head of the Wind Clan could defy the High Queen. So would mucusy. So it would definitely be to our advantage to have the most trusted collaborators with us as we can. Tiramisu still doesn't know the right from left here. On top of that, she's human. without an owner to watch over her. It'll just be the nameless woods all over again. I'd do it myself, since I'm obviously noble, even royal. I would strain crudely if I tried to claim a human of unknown origin as one of my attendants. But you, on the other hand, be a perfect fit for Tiramisu. And don't worry, I'm not asking to stay with her forever, just while we're in Salisbury. You prefer that over being alone too, right, Tiramisu?
I guess you're right. Being alone in Britain these days would make you likely to attract suspicion from the authorities. But what about Tristan? Couldn't he pretend to be Tiramisu's owner?
He probably could, but Tristan knows just as little about Fairy Britain as Tiramisu. It wouldn't take much questioning from one of the clan guards to expose the facade. I wouldn't go that route unless you had no other choice.
But if I were a human attendant, that would mean I'd have to be an upper-class fairy, which would also make me Tiramisu's owner, and
it would just be pretend, or would you actually hoping to make her your pet?
No, I couldn't. Pretend it's fine. I'm still much too young for that.
Look, if you two want to let us out, wait till later. Great, then it's settled. Don't let anyone know about this lost belts. You already made her aware of this lost belt, though. Tiramisu, Artoria's gonna be your owner for a while now. I'm scared now. It'll be the safest way to travel here. Thank you for playing along. Don't worry, I actually have some acting experience. It's all terrible. Thanks for doing this, Artoria.
Okay, if you're sure you want me for this then, I'll do it. Besides, you come this far together, certainly don't mind travelling together a little more. In fact, I'm looking on the bright side. It's actually making one of my childhood dreams come true.
Oh, what dream would that be?
Same dream every fairy who grows up in the country has, joining the ranks of the upper class city folk.
Hey there, my good Subarians. How are you all this fine day? That's right, it is I, Oberon, the Fairy King of the Autumn Woods, the missionary of peace, flowers, and fairy tales, here to grace you with my boisterous presence.
Hi, Oberon. Glad to see you doing well. Nice to have you back in Salisbury again. Let's make sure you don't put anything on your tab today, yeah? Oberon, I knew you were coming today. I knew coming today drink was a good idea. Oi, when you pay me back the money I lent you?
I still have to thank you for your help the other day, Oberon. Your advice really got the trees in my backyard to settle down. I'm still waiting for you to pay me back, though. Lovely, Oberon. You have some time to spare, right? Simply must attend our tea party today. I'm still waiting for you to pay me back, though.
Oh, that's the poor prince for the 10,000 you tab. Don't worry, I'll cover this round. I'm still waiting for you to pay me back, though.
And you know this Fairy King? I don't know. He owes everyone money, that's for damn sure, though. Will you all cut that out? Stop pointing out how popular I am. I'm here with some important friends today. Save the money talk for another time, alright?
We know, don't worry, we're all just joking. You enriched our lives way more than the Queen's banknotes ever could. We're happy to treat you.
What was that about a 10,000-year debt? Tab?
So you're poor, even though you call yourself a king?
Well, yes, my financials are a little lean just now. Bluntly, I'm flat broke. But what do you expect? When I was summoned to Fairy Britain, all I had on me was this cloak. I woke up in a forest piled high with dead leaves, literally nothing to my name. Usually in a situation like that, I'd be bummed to do anything but wait for help from proper human history. And since I arrived first, I knew there were things I needed to take care of. Fairies thrive in what they find interesting, so I went around putting on shows in various cities here. I sang songs, riled up crowds, told fairy tales, entertained housewives, and livened up the nights. Those last two sound a bit sus. What, you think we're actually gonna breed? Fuck no. You think fairies have sex? Ha! No. Not these ones. I need to get laid. Why does nobody in this fucking Lost Belt have a libido except for Bargath? And she eats people. Please. Over time, the people of Britain came to know me as the regal fairy king of a fief nobody's heard of. Well, at least in the major cities, anyways. Hey, I didn't know about you because I'm from the countryside. Sorry about that. I try to branch out more from now on. Still, this was a hard, rough battle in its own right. Can you imagine what it was like for me to have to act like nobility without any actual capital? I can recall a few dozen times I lied about my station, so I could sing love songs to a beautiful woman I met at a tavern. Indeed, it's nothing quite so intense as that. It's a fellow poet, Oberon, and the greatest respect for what you've accomplished here. I don't suppose you'd be willing to give me a few in-depth lessons on a roll old fairy style, would you? If you'd really like to learn from me, I'm glad to teach you what I know. Besides, your music backing me up, I bet we'd expand my clientele even more. No, see, you're both scoundrels. You can't be trusted to win women. Shots fired! Look at his face! Right in the gut. Anyways, where should we sit, Oberon? My favorite table's around one in the back, on the raised floor. It's harder for other customers to see you there. Gives you a full view of the whole pub. Now, how about we start with the toast of fruit water? Excuse me, cutie, you the new server. Let the owner know we'll be using this table in the back, okay? Oh, and we'll also like to order 4 apple waters. You got it. I'll have them ready for you in just a moment. Huh? Huh? Da Vinci! Whoa, no way. Tiramisu, it's really you. Cute outfit. Is that part of your Ascension stuff? I don't know. I don't have you. I've tried a few times, but I don't have you. Oh man, you'll never believe what happened to me. So after we got separated in the fog, I let my instincts lead me, and that brought me right back to the beach. Luckily, that beach was far enough from the foggy woods I was able to follow the coastline east. Eventually I caught sight of Salisbury here, and figured I ought to be able to learn more in a populated city. Then when I got here...
An angel, 14 good for this whale, just appeared at my pub's doorstep. She was very unsteady on her feet, but I could still see the fire in her deep blue eyes, and she said, "What a lovely place, would you let me work here for the rest of my life?"
I never said that. What I said was, I'm looking for my companions, but first could I get a glass of water? Remember?
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know. You're welcome to work here forever.
Yes, I heard you the first 100 times, Mike. Now, back to the counter. I'll teach you how to make cocktails later.
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee-wee. Ah, Da Vinci, you're my perfect angel.
Anyways, that's my story. I'm glad you're okay, Tiramisu. You too, Tristan. Although it looks like you still haven't found Mash yet. I see. You must be the other servant Tiramisu told us about. It's an honor to meet a renowned genius like yourself, Leonardo da Vinci. I don't call her Leonardo. Who are you? I'm guessing the fact you know my name means you're a servant of proper human history. I'm Oberon, Oberon the Fairy King. Though I guess here it's more of an aspirational title. Nice to meet you, Da Vinci.
I'm Tori Kester. I'm at Tamasu in the nameless woods. I make a long story short, I'm going around Tamasu pretending to be your owner.
Seriously, that's hilarious. Thanks, Artoria. That must be a huge weight off Tiramisu's shoulders. But hey, you're a British fairy too, right? You've probably got some idea what we're doing here by now. But you're helping Tiramisu, does that mean you're good with it?
Well, more or less. Honestly, I didn't really get even half of what Tamasu and Oberon told me. I do know Tamasu's telling the truth. I wouldn't feel right about abandoning someone in trouble when it's within my ability to help them, and honestly, seemed like fun.
Gotcha. It should be okay to speak frankly here. So how'd you end up here, Tiramisu? Look, I already knew the fake timeline. You didn't have to tell me that much. Wow, sounds like you guys had a hell of a time in the forest. Glad you made it out of there okay. Thanks for keeping her safe, Tristan. You too, Oberon, Artoria. So, we still don't know much about Britain. We have no idea where Mash is. But we do know that she's still alive, and Oberon's flat broke. Okay, now that we're all on the same page, we can figure out what to do next. You made the right call, Oberon. We shouldn't be wandering aimlessly around Britain right now. What we need to do is set up a base of operations here in Salisbury, where we can gather information and tackle our problems one at a time. Our top priority right now is finding Mash. We'll need to look for info on a girl wearing iron armor. While we do that, we should also learn more about Britain and the lives of the fairies who live in it.
What do you have in mind for a base? Do you have a place of your own here?
I sure do. The pub doubles as an inn. Well, technically they just copied a man-made inn without knowing what it was for. So I taught Mike about inns and how to put all the extra rooms he's got in here to good use. As a little reward for my services, I got to take 3 of the second floor rooms for myself. I knew you'd eventually find each other. Then we need a Chaldea frontline base when we did. That's why I went ahead and made one.
Well, I'm impressed, Da Vinci. I know Lancelot be especially blown away by what you've done here.
Is this Lancelot person also a young girl?
This is great. I can tell this Da Vinci friend of yours will be a huge help. Alright, seems like you guys have things well in hand now. I think I'll take my leave. I actually got a lot of things I still have to do.
You're going off on your own, Oberon.
Yep, I'm gonna see what I can find out about this Mash girl. Not to mention, we also need more information about Britain as a whole. Now that you Chaldeans have come here, things are definitely going to change. Since we don't have any allies on our side yet, I want to make sure we know where things stand in every region. I'll see you again soon, right? Of course, especially now that I know where I can find you all. Don't worry, the next time you see me, I'll have good news. In the meantime, I suggest you all get acclimated to Britain sooner than later. Well, damn, you sure didn't waste any time. I'm glad he's all on our side, but he definitely dances the beat of his own drum, doesn't he?
Indeed, and that colorful outfit of his speaks to me. It tells me he is without a doubt the same kind of poet as me. Ah, how this gladdens me.
So, what should we do now? I can show you around Salisbury if you like.
Thanks, but I think we should take a rest for the day off. Y'all walked a long way to get here after all. Please go ahead and make yourselves comfy in the rooms I mentioned. Tarawasu, you take a room for yourself. Tristan and I will share another. Artoria, you can use the other room I set aside for Mash. I knew I was right not setting it for just 2 rooms. Oh, I also put up some maidcraft barriers in rooms so I don't have to worry about being overheard. Recognize that, Da Vinci wink.
Really, I can have a huge room all to myself for free. Hooray! Always wanted my own room. I couldn't wait to get all comfy. Thank you, Da Vinci. Gosh, you're probably human history. Fairies are all so generous. This is great.
And now she's gone, too. I know I didn't touch on this before, but she's pretty different from the Artoria we know, isn't she? To be fair, the Artorias we've met have been God, Dark God, and Darksaber. Canonically, that is the ones we have met so far. If we include events, we've also seen Beach and God running a casino. And Dark Maid. I don't think we've officially, like in an event or story, met regular Saber because the whole she's not supposed to be a main character at FGO. We're sure as hell using lots of variants though.
Yes, she is, from what I've seen so far. You should consider her an entirely separate person from the King Arthur, Artoria Pendragon, King of Britain in proper human history.
Yeah, which is one more thing I'd like to discuss with y'all in our room, if you don't mind taking this there. It's better if we discuss proper human history stuff just among ourselves. We really can't be too careful here. Alright, let's begin by sharing what we've learned, starting with this version of Britain. You probably got a sense of this yourselves on your way to Salisbury. This Lost Belt's very different from all the others we've seen so far. It doesn't look at all like an alternate path human history could have taken, especially since humans are the dominant species here. So far as I can tell, this world consists almost entirely of fairies. In Russia, a huge cold snap made it impossible for human species to survive as they were. They were forced to adapt and evolve. In Scandinavia, the Twilight of the Gods, aka Ragnarok, happened during the Age of Gods. Both gods and people alike were in sharp decline afterwards. China was ruled by a single Zainren, or true human, and became the sole nation-state in the entire world. India was converging in on itself through endless cycles of reincarnation, only for the whole world instead of individual people. And in Greece, humankind were completely dominated by the gods who never truly died out. While all of them were dead ends, they were still human worlds. No matter how different they may have been from the other timelines, they still all had human societies that suited their environments in the year 2019. But that's not the case here. This is very much not a human world. For one thing, there is no world outside of Britain. It's not like the other Lost Belts, where we couldn't just see the outside world thanks to the storm walls. There's just nothing in the world at all besides Britain. No other continents, definitely no other nations. So as long as we're here, the whole planet consists of nothing but the Isle of Britain and the sea. And that means basically another world with no relation to human history. Yeah, given what we know now, that's the only way to describe it. Over the last few days, I've been asking various fairies about what they like between Britain and the other countries, but the very idea of other countries are alien to them. That means no France, frick yeah. It also means no everywhere else, and you really want to be stuck with just British cuisine? And especially without the spices they plundered from everywhere else. If no French, I could live with fish and chips. Unflavored fish and chips. Well, I say unflavored. That's a bit unfair to old-timey cooking. Because before the introduction of spices, they were still flavoring their foods, just with different methods. They would normally use other foods to flavor foods, rather than just herbs and spices that were imported. Example, fruits. They'd use a lot of fruits to flavor things. So it wasn't completely tasteless. But also, without, I think it was Belgium that actually originated French fries. There are no chips for that. Actually, I'm gonna look up something. Okay, so according to a little research, just doing a little something. Okay, yeah. Without Greece, East Egypt, or Canaan, there is no fried fish either. Also, thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. Because those were the places that developed deep frying. That was a good stretch. Actually, I'm going to take this moment to go pee real quick. Alright, I'm back. No friends still seems like a plus for me. I don't know. I think you're hatred of French people's going too far if you're okay with the rest of the Earth's cuisine being wiped out with it. So that tells me there must be some strange circumstance that causes this place to become Fairy Britain. Figuring out what that is will be the key to beating, no, unraveling this lost belt.
Hold on. There aren't any other European countries here. That mean every fairy in this land comes solely from the Isle of Britain.
Fair point this time. We can make cuisine ourselves. There's also the fact humans aren't in charge here. I don't know how much freedom each one's gonna be really given. That's a great question, Tristan. If there are no other lands in this world, it follows that no fairies legend from those places be imported here. But luckily, there's still a little thing called human history convergence. What that means is as long as fairies once existed on Earth, their existence will remain even if their form and history are different. So even in this fairy Britain, we have fairies from various European legends showing up in different forms. Basically, the ecosystems are similar, even if the environments aren't. Since there is still the same planet Earth, there's inherently going to be some similar life form, civilization, and large-scale events.
Similar life forms, huh?
Yeah, fairy Britain may be nothing like the Britain we know. But despite that, the two Britons have a surprisingly number of things in common. Things like city names, fairy names, even the names of the world's queen. Remember that huge castle to the north you saw on the way here? It belongs to High Queen Morgan, ruler of Fairy Britain. And it probably won't surprise you to learn that its name is Camelot. That's right. Here, the same castle that symbolizes British peace and proper human history. That was home to King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table belongs to Morgan. The strongest, most despised witch in British history, the one indirectly responsible for King Arthur's death and Britain's downfall. Did hear her name a few times on the way here. Man. Yeah, as far as I've been able to tell, Morgan ruled Fairy Britain for almost 2,000 years. There were 6 different fairy clans here: Wind, Earth, Fang, Mere, Wing, and one other. They waged war with each other constantly for thousands of years, until Morgan used evil magecraft to defeat them, subjugated half their clan through force, and united all of Britain. Afterwards, she gave the humans of this world a limited degree of freedom, made them build a foundation of civilization, and developed this imitation society over the course of the last 2,000 years.
Morgan, so even this lost belt she's still trying to. No, suppose I shouldn't say that. I'm sure that Morgan's a different person from the one we know. So what exactly is her reign like? If she calls her castle Camelot, does that mean it's fair and just and way King Arthur would be proud of?
No, it's pretty horrible. She has strict limits on the number of humans that can be born each year. She rules the fairies with an iron fist. Every fairy that lives in urban areas is inscribed with Morgan's carrots, command spells, as part of their civic duty. And every year, fairies inscribed with the command spells are forced to donate some of their vitality, magical energy, essentially. And they call it the existence tax. And any fairy you can't pay it essentially can't provide enough magical energy to satisfy Morgan are killed right then and there. Apparently when she first took the throne, Morgan told the fairies, "I offer neither their absolution nor salvation. I demand only that you obey without question or hesitation. Show me your fealty in words and actions, and I shall keep Britain safe." Any fairies who can't handle this state of affairs and became unable to work are either taken to Camelot and dealt with there, or they escape the cities and run away to lands no one else knows them about. That's why those fairies were there.
Such an impressive regime is bound to spark opposition. Even so, Morgan has maintained her iron grip on Britain for 2,000 years.
Yeah, which just goes to show how powerful she must be. She takes half the souls of every fairy in Britain each year, and still no fairy is able
able or willing to stand up to her. That said, there's some positive sides to Morgan's reign. Remember those black things we fought near the shore? The fairies call them Moors, and they're one of the calamities that's been plaguing Fairy Britain since its inception. Occasionally, fairies that lose their purpose or their spark end up turning to those Moor creatures. Moors are essentially the fairy's natural predator. Just touching one's enough to infect a fairy, ultimately transforming them into a Moor too. It's kind of like a disease that only affects fairies. And the Moors aren't the only calamity Britain has regularly to contend with. There are lots of others that pop up on a regular basis, and Morgan, the High Queen's armies, constantly fending them off. Morgan may be a cold and ruthless ruler, but she's also the sword that's keeping Britain safe. The fairies may fear and hate her, but they also depend on her. And that's the current state of the Fairy Britain. Sounds like Morgan's definitely the Slothspelt's king, then. Yeah, that seems like a very safe assumption. Whether she also means she'd also be the one who used Rongomedian. That spell was so powerful it reached Olympus from here. No one else could have cast it. Though, of course, this unfortunately also means Beryl Guts is involved with Morgan somehow. So I'd say that makes our chances of peaceful negotiation with her basically nil.
I see, and we have our own reasons for defeating her.
Yep. Though we might have a hard time getting to Camelot, since apparently no one can enter it without her permission. That said, even Morgan's reign isn't perfect. In fact, there's new hope going around Britain right now. As luck would have it, it showed up here at the exact right time, just as things about to change.
What's this new hope?
The Child of Prophecy. Specifically, a child whose existence was prophesied by the head of the now extinct Mirror clan right before they disappeared. From what I've heard, it went something like this. 16 years from now, a savior shall appear, guided by the staff of selection. The true king will take the throne.
Shark fin soup. God damn it, Dokuro. I'm not a shark. I'm not a fish. I am not seafaring, and I have no gills.
Don't join me, damn it.
When the 6 bells ring out, the false queen will fall, alongside Fae and humans. The savior will bring an end to this false history. So what do you think? Sound vaguely familiar, right? It's got credibility out the wazoo, too, since the Mirror clan's prophecies have never once been wrong.
MT say different Sharky. I have sharp canines. I don't have only sharp teeth. No gills in this form. What do you mean in this form? Even I don't know what all my forms are. I know a couple of them. None of them have gills thus far, though. If I ever do decide any aquatic form, I'm never gonna hear the end of it. Granted, I'm probably never gonna hear the end of it anyways. Get the ball. No.
The High Queen's been trying to prevent the inevitable from rounding up every fairy turned 16 this year. But the fact is the Child of Prophecy's hunt is still going on, proves she still hasn't caught them. Suffice to say, between the Moor and the Child of Prophecy alone, the cracks are showing in the High Queen's reign. So if we play our cards right, we might just be able to negotiate with Morgan after all.
Koi Fisher's expensive, fancy goldfish. I mean, you're not entirely wrong. But you don't eat koi either. Mostly because they're bland.
That said, finding Mash definitely comes first. For the time being, you should rest up and recover your strength. Then tomorrow we start gathering information, quietly and casually of course, so as not to arouse suspicion.
Tasted them too? No, I haven't. Most carp are notoriously bland. That's why, that includes catfish for that matter. That's why whenever people cook catfish, they're all like, oh yeah, you can only deep fry it to make it taste any good. But yeah, carps by their nature are just pretty bland. Like, you can eat them, but, like, it's kind of a waste. Granted, catfish produce really fast. Koi fish are more bland than catfish. I wouldn't know, to be honest. I've had catfish, but I haven't had koi. Speak from experience. Ah. I see, I see. Yeah, just carps in general are pretty bland. That's why you deep fry them. That's why you deep fry a lot of freshwater fish, to be honest. Quietly and casually, of course, so as not to arouse suspicion. Faeries suggested a deep fry murder. Noted. I'm not suggesting that. So we deep fry Doppel. Alright, lesson learned. No! I'm not a fish! Don't deep fry me! Oh man, it feels like forever since I laid down on a soft bed. British Lost Belt, High Queen Morgan. Artoria, Oberon. Get the rice and soy sauce ready. Mash, wherever you are, please be safe. Okay, I think we could use some rest too. Servants might not need sleep, but it's still tiring to be constantly watching out for threats, right? I mean, you never took your fingers off your bowstring, even once that entire time. Guess that's why you were a knight of the round table, huh? Don't think Doppel would taste good. Who's your favorite waifu from Fate, Mr. Doppelganger? So, just like with my top waifus in anime, overall, my top 2 in Fate are tied as well. That being Bargath and Jeanne d'Arc. Just noticing that suggests I must need rest as well. Not just yet. Please don't refrain from resting on my account, Da Vinci. Maybe a servant too. Also a being living in the here and now, just like Tiramisu. Let's go on and get some sleep. Or it's my duty to protect you as well as her. Thank you, no, I got perfect bait to reel you in. I don't know, that bait has hands. Gotcha. I guess I should have expected that kind of consideration from Tristan, the Child of Sadness, the most handsome knight of the Round Table. Okay then, I think I'll take you up on that. Honestly, I was pretty beat. By all means, first, I have just one request for you. I don't want to take too much of your time before you fall asleep. I was hoping you could tell me about the Sixth Singularity. Specifically, I'd like to hear about the version of me who was summoned there when I was doing the holy city of Camelot.
Quit trying to eat me. Why?
Good morning, everyone. Oh gosh, that bed was so comfortable. Glad to hear it. That makes all the trouble I went through to get the mattress just right worth it. Fairy beds are just imitations of real beds, so the mattresses might as well have just been boulders before I adjusted them. I'm here as well if you'd like. Be happy to play a song to help you all wake up. Morning, everyone.
Going out, Da Vinci? So you're not going to wait tables, your beautiful roller skating today?
Sorry, I'm off to do sightseeing. Don't worry, I'll help you out in the afternoon.
Oh, right, that was our deal, wasn't it? Hey, you there! I don't know which clan you're from. They're not tied up into out here.
Huh? What's up, Tarasu? Something in your mind? I wonder what's up with the sky. Oh, that. Yeah, I was surprised by that at first, too. The weather here never changes. Got one sky pattern for day and another for night, and that's it. Are we lampshading the fact we're only using one scene? It does supposedly rain here sometimes. Apparently it's just always cloudy here. No blue skies. Blue skies? Your Britain skies turn blue sometimes. Rarely.
Ah yes, those clouds in the sky, 'cause a beautiful shade of blue, far as the eye can see. Not to say these skies aren't beautiful in their own right.
It's the same colour as blueberries then. That's what your skies look like. Wow.
It's just how Britain is in general, that's past.
Your world must be very bright and beautiful. Part of the place where everyone always smiles and helps one another no matter how hard life gets.
No. It's awful. They recently just had to, fend off a heaping helping of fascism.
Anyway, shall we start gathering information then? Oh, and I need to pretend to be Tiramisu's owner, right? Oh, maybe I'll try acting like a big shot and go into one of those restaurants I've heard so much about. You know they won't even let you into a Woodrose without the attendant.
Hey, as long as there's a lot of fairies there, I'm good with whatever. Okay, let's scope the place out while I pretend just be taking a walk. Also want to keep our ears peeled for any juicy rumors, talk to people ourselves at times.
Have you heard anything about Fairy and Iron Armor? What are you guys, just enjoying the High Queen's army? Don't bother, nothing good will come from joining them now. It's the year-end sales prophesied about, remember? Job prophecy appear this year brings salvation to all. Who knows? Maybe that High Queen finally cut us a break on our tax if he actually takes a few licks for once. Huh? You're not looking to join? Looking for a lost companion? Where are we gonna help you there? On armor? I won't find anything like that here. I'll have to go up to Northwood fine. Ought to still be making those silly weapons up there. Least Spriggan hasn't shut down the mine. What kind of weapons, you say? What else? Swords, spears, bows, axes, you know, the usual. I swear, I never thought I'd see the day Fair would use iron weapons of all things. What could the High Queen be thinking? Still, at least Child of Prophecy should do something about all that. Just gotta be patient a little longer.
Hey, have you guys heard the latest about the Calamity Pool in Northwich? They say Northwich sky is pitch black now, even during the daytime. There's no way they're going to last much longer there, not with such calamity present. I mean, between all the iron, soot, noise, and humans there, they have no one to blame but themselves. But even so, I just can't help but worry. I mean, what are we going to do if Northwich refugees decide to come here to Salisbury? We have so much history here. We got too many Earth Clan fairies as is. But Lady Aura is so kind, can't imagine them turning her away. Or turning them away. Words.
You're looking for something? He's searching just in Salisbury or all of Britain. If it's all of Britain, these fairies here aren't gonna be much help. So nice here in Salisbury, nobody ever wants to leave. If you want to know what's going on in other cities, you'll have to visit them yourself. Oh, but you don't have wings, do you? Well, that's the rules that out then. If the Moors get you, it's all over. Anyways, I wonder what tonight's festival's gonna be about. I hope it's another play about the Child of Prophecy and the Evil Witch. I love the part where the High Queen or Dog Knight finally get what's coming to them.
Well, that was disappointing. I mean, I wasn't really expecting to find a solid lead in just one day. But all anyone wanted to talk about was the Child of Prophecy. They barely even listened to what we had to say.
Indeed, the last bear even tried to get us to buy some questionable Child of Prophecy merchandise. I haven't seen a whole city so feverishly excited about something other than Christmas. Child of Prophecy craze, huh? Sounds like there's a lot of money to be made there.
It just goes to show how much people are counting on them. Yeah, the other things these fairies want to talk about besides Child of Prophecy is rumors going around Northwood sees their poor town. I gotta say, it made me really curious about this Child of Prophecy too. Wonder what kind of fairies they are. If they really are planning to fight Morgan like the prophecy says, maybe we can convince them to help us. What do you think? Should we try looking for this Child of Prophecy as well as Mash? Any fairy can get the other fairies so excited must be incredibly strong and brave.
Look at her, she's so embarrassed.
Good day, everyone. I'm back once again. Oh, not as many customers today, I see. Over here, Oberon. Hey there. Having a little lunch after your morning walk around the city, huh? Anyways, looks like you're all having fun. Hope you don't mind if I join you. I'm a passable fighter at best, but I'm a master of killing some compliments. Much more peaceful that way. Music. I'm back and I have food. Fried rice. Let's go. Mmm. Mmm. Mm. Mm. How's your all's days going while I eat here? Pretty good. It's good to hear. Mine's been going pretty alright too. My laptop's been acting up a bit. I'll get it replaced eventually. So I have like a secondary computer for casual stuff, but basically it's just having a major heating problem. It's bugging out every now and then. Other than that though, no big issue. I got most of my stuff transferred over to this computer now too. Only thing that's being a pain for me is Siren Kagura.
It's all because one pop-up won't pop up, and I don't know why. I ain't popping, yeah. So like, I have it tied to a Google account. So when I transfer it, and I go to my new computer, I open it up, I do the like transfer process, and it takes me to the page. It's like, do you have an account that it's tied to? Yes. Google account. Click Google account. And then it doesn't ask for the Google account that it wants to be connected to. It skips that. And so the linking transfer fails. Because what it does is ask you what type is it tied to, and then when you do click it, it asks which one from this list if you're already logged in or to log in. But it's not doing that on my new computer. I don't know why. Other Google API. The games that do that gets fixed with an update generally. I mean, I can hope so. But this should be something that happens in Chrome, where it's supposed to. Because when I save it on my old one, it works. It does the thing. It's just not doing the thing on this one. It was weird stuff like that. I see. Woohoo. Big love, bro. My bad for not being here lately. Been busy, but yeah. Feel like also damn eating it, so I go crazy. I'm just eating my lunch. I got fried rice. I want to finish it while it's still really hot. I'm gonna log into language third in the longest time on PC. Could on mobile due to Google being a butt. I hope it sorts itself out. Alright, hold on. BRB, gonna wash my bowl. Back. Thanks for the joy of letting us look at Oberon's face. Don't worry, I'll make it go away. Here's... Yeah, I'll show you.
For long, I'll be being so much praise on Artorial, she'll be begging me for mercy. Artoria, why? You mean you haven't told them yet, Artoria? The child of prophecy everyone's on about, that's her. I assumed you knew, since you got King Arthur's name and all. I mean, yeah, the thought did cross my mind once I heard your name was Artoria. But, still, you, Artoria? Really? I mean, let's be real, you have less magical energy than most fairies, right? You might have better magical circuits than a human, but since you're a fairy, I guess they'd be Age of Gods pattern. Anyway, they're still below an average for a fairy. Hell, even Mike there must be stronger than you. How can you be the child of prophecy meant to defeat the High Queen? Mood. I hear you. I hear you're alright. Doesn't make sense, does it? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh no, it's not right that someone like me be carrying around stiff selection. Instead, it's not like we know for certain that I'm a child of prophecy. Chances might not be. So I don't really have the guts to fight the High Queen, or the drive, or the determination. I hear a red coat. What do you mean a red coat? We're in Britain. No shit. I don't belong to any of the clans either. Say bottle of water. Why are you calling my bottle of water a red coat? It's a bottle. Oh, it's a big bottle, but it's a bottle. It's all fairy Britain. Always was. I don't belong to any clans either. Come on, you don't get the joke? I do not, I'm sorry. You know, I've silly magical energy off to fudge it with magecraft. I can't even get close to the bells I'm supposed to ring. I mean, I do plan to do the best I can to spot all that. Let's just say it's a very uphill battle. Honestly, I still don't know why I was chosen. You don't think you can do this, Artoria? Want some water, or would you prefer some tea? Actually, I haven't had tea in ages. I should probably drink tea more, though. I don't know. All I can say is that if I really am the child of prophecy, there must be some way for me to fight. That's why I was born. Red coat's the color of the British Empire, when they defeated... Yeah, I'm aware of that one. Oh, I think I'm connecting of it. I think I'm connecting your joke now. Yes, we are in Fairy Britain. What do you mean, nerd, Ina? Doesn't even take a nerd to know. It's why we're born. Hell was raised. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm completely hopeless. Last time I killed Salisbury was to meet with the head of Wing Clan. Actually, it's historian. You didn't know that? Yeah, the British's coat of arms, or not coat of arms, literal coat was red. There's an old thing with Paul Revere in American history that's misremembered a lot of the time. There's an old saying just like, the British are coming, the British are coming. That's not what was said, because at the time the colonies still considered themselves British. Instead they shouted, the redcoats are coming.
I have decided to try Manchester next because nobody here would even give me the time of day.
I see. That's why you didn't say anything sooner. Fairies can sense how much magical energy you've got at a glance, so I'm sure they only laughed when you told them you're the child of prophecy.
I also yelled at you and told you not to lie.
They did. So I thought I'd start by convincing the head of the clan who I was. He just turned me away at the gate.
Head of the Wind Clan, huh? That'd be alright.
Ask him something about Gundam. I should really try Gundam. Kinda sucks that Britain's still settling for second place. Second place is compared to what?
Personally, I think you're pretty great as you are now, but I can see why you feel a need to boost your prestige. Well, if that's the only problem, I can take care of it right now.
What do you mean by that, Oberon?
I mean, I can get you a meeting with Aura if you want. There. See how easily we got in? Take a look. The heart of Salisbury, the home of its great bell. Ascus Cathedral, the oldest and largest building in all of Fairy Britain. Now then, Aura's room's on the top floor, so let's say we start heading up. I've already sent word of our arrival, so we shouldn't have any trouble with the Whoop, hang on.
Good day, King of the Autumn Woods. Your visit is sudden and unexpected, but we welcome you here all the same. However, it seems I must remind you that the cathedral's a holy ground where kings and queens are made. Esteemed site of High Queen Morgan's coronation 2,000 years ago. As such, regardless how much affection Lady Aura may have for you, I cannot allow such a lovely creatures as humans to enter attendance or not. Guards to me! Capture these unidentified fairies and that disgusting human! If the human submits, very well. However, should she resist or flee, dispose of her. That goes for Oberon too, of course. You needn't show him any leniency. We receive complaints about him from pubs across the city demanding he pay his tabs.
My, this isn't how I expected things to go.
Oberon! If those are your orders, Lady Coral, then we'll gladly comply. But are you sure about this? Lady Aura told us to let them through right away. She seemed thrilled about his visit.
Don't talk back to me. You may have been chosen to be gods, you still mere humans. Know your place. Unless, of course, you'd rather I turn you into rabbits so you don't have to be human anymore.
No, my lady, I'm very sorry about this, Lord Oberon. It's really nothing personal. We're just doing our jobs. Seems we have no choice to do battle.
Girl's pretty, but a little bitchy. Yeah. Oh, the Brotherhood of Steel is here?
Even though their hearts clearly aren't in it.
What's wrong with the rabbits? They like having thumbs, I'd imagine.
Come, Tiramisu. Show them how strong we truly are.
Yeah, but you're not an Earth rabbit. She's threatening to turn them into Earth rabbits. It's because Ina sucks on his when he sleeps. Oh, understandable. They kind of suck a bit.
私の後に続きなさい。手に入らない。式はこうしてあげるの。食べなさい。目に映るもの。すべてを灰に。そう、いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。
I mean, I know I do. Just not something I can help.
何を喜んでいるのです。 私が出たのです。
Was
勝利は約束さ
Was
れ
that
ていた
it?
はずです。
Doing holy things to her feet? Whose feet? Oh, Morgan. Gotcha. The line. I get it. Took me a moment.
See that, Coral? You see what Tiramisu and I are capable of? What happens when you look down on people for being human or having no money? May suck my thumb, but I don't wake up in trees.
probably not good time to point out overall and just standing behind them cheering.
Very well. It would seem that human it is
Very well. It would seem that human is indeed not your typical expendable worker. And Lady Orr does love rare and unusual things. Part of what makes her so strong. Alright, just this once, I'll grant you an audience with her. Don't let this go to your head. Rare and unusual things are only interesting the first time you see them. Once the novelty wears off, they'll become worthless. If I were you, I'd try to make the most of this good fortune, as you won't have many other chances in the future. Behold. Hello, Oberon. What delightful story do you have for me today?
For your thirst? Nah, she's pretty, but I'm not thirsty for her. But thanks for the hydrate anyways. I was just trying to go with like the angelic vibe they were trying to give her. We'll say, she does look very nice.
You know so very many things, so I'm sure it might be something special. Whatever it is, I can't wait to hear it. I could use some cheer after the unfortunate news recently.
Dokuro, what are you doing? Didn't think it was possible to go blind from sheer splendor until today. Sweet, no clip redeems. Just because there's no clip redeems doesn't mean it can't be clipped. I just don't have a redeem for it. You have to do it a bit more manually.
Well, yes, I have two things for you today. One, something you absolutely must know. The other is a request for a small favor. But don't worry, I won't take up much of your time at all. That said, could I first make a somewhat selfish request? You see, I like to keep what I'm about to tell you just between us. You don't mind keeping secrets, right? Hey, Ma, you're a naughty one, aren't you? I don't usually care for scary stories. But a little thrill does sound like fun. Would you give us some privacy, Cole?
Lady Orr. It's alright. I know you can trust him.
To tell you what, I ain't answering kind.
As you wish. Please don't hesitate to call me if you should change your mind. You have to forgive Cole. She's a very proud girl. She can be quite inflexible. Probably gave you a little, very harsh welcome again, didn't she? I'm just glad to see you're not hurt. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, friends of Oberon. I'm Aura, head of the Wing Clan, Lord of Salisbury. Now, what did you come to tell me today?
Well, I guess it's no surprise the whole mood just changed in here. Figured she didn't become head of the clan through beauty alone. The moment I step in, I want to take a torch to that fucking fairy. Hi, Mr. Mustache. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thing is, we're having trouble finding a companion. Hold my W. Ew. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. How many years has it been since the human spoke so frankly to me? Oh, how delightfully different. Tell me, what's your name? Are you a free citizen? What kind of pedigree do you? Sorry, I was clipping something. I'm so sorry, you already said. This fine young fairy, don't you? Oh goodness, how rude of me. Or is pretty too. Yeah. And that's about it. What's up, once again? Stopping in from break. Well, glad you could stop on in. Really? Alright, you must be something about your tendency to take in every stray human you find. Also, I tried the Cockney accent with Oberon. It just was not vibing. Otherwise, you'll eventually have every human in Britain living in Salisbury. And I'm sure you don't need any more resistance from fellow clan members, seeing how you're the only one who favors coexistence. Yes, I know. You're right, of course. But when I saw these big doe eyes first begging me for help, well, I just couldn't resist. Good grief, this is exactly why I'd her to see you to begin with. Remember what I told you before about Candé and the other people on the other world call property ministry? Well, this girl here is the master of Candé, and the two people behind her are servants, not fairies. Oberon. Don't worry, it's okay. Aura here. Here may be from the fairy Britain, but she thinks a lot like the fairies of property ministry. And while she'd never come out and say it, she's not happy with the state of things in Britain either. Right. It's been 2,000 years now since Britain fell into Morgan's hands. And you've been here, watching it unfold every step of the way. You think it's time for Morgan's reign to end, regardless of what form that takes. It's pretty or not she gets the shiv. Oh goodness, yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though, Mr. Mustache. Sure we have folks who haven't experienced it yet. I remember how your eyes sparkled with hope when I told you about the outside world. Tiramisu here has come to Britain solely to defeat Morgan. She's not even thinking about what happens afterwards. Rude? Suffice to say, she has no intention of ruling in Morgan's place once she's gone. Okay, that's correct. Once the Chaldeans leave, whether Britain lives or dies will be for you and your fellow fairies to decide. Chaldeia is definitely not going to care if you try to save what's left of it. They'll gladly stay out of your way. Who's that butterfly and Oberon? I want to punch their face. Morgan is their only concern, nothing more. So it would seem. Well, that girl in the back doesn't seem very happy that you're telling me this. This girl here isn't denying anything you say. So you're travellers from another world, a Briton that went down the right path. It's still hard to believe, but maybe this too is an Elsa's guidance at work. Either way, one thing's clear. Since we both have our own troubles, it's only right we help one another. Tiramisu, was it? You have my permission to act in Salisbury however you see fit, even if your actions should be opposition to the land of the Fae. If you're looking for a lost companion, then I'll lend you an eye and my fellow winged fairies in the other cities. I can't contact my compatriots in Northwich at the moment, but I will have my winged fairies in Oxford, Gloucester, New Darlington, and Camelot help you on your search. You need only tell Cole what your companion looks like. I just hope my clan can be of assistance. Great, but you sure it's okay? A face only a mother could punch? You mean for me to help Chaldeia? Foreign god throws every Eldritchian horrifying sin against God at Chaldeia. Now find Oberon's mother so it can be punched. Tiramisu stove. I see you're both a kind and honest cat, Tiramisu.
true citizens of Fairy Britain. Perhaps it is wrong of me to help you. Perhaps I'm more concerned with us Fae folks' way of life than I am with retaining this land itself.
I don't have any fins.
The High Queen's a great woman, certainly, but the path we are on now will not lead us anywhere good.
All that said, I'd like to still keep the relationship of ours in the down low for the time being. After all, you're the head of the clan. If Morgan finds out you started with Kante and proper human history, she may have all the Wind Clan fairies killed.
Don't worry, Doppel. Cat will break soon.
That's Queen Morgan, you plebs.
I look pretty fishy. You could say I'm suspicious. Fish-ish. This collaboration should be quite quiet. So we can deny knowing anything about each other in case things come to that.
All the Queen Clan fairies did, so not even you could defeat our Queen Morgan if you faced her directly.
And break's already over. Feels like it goes away as soon as I step by. Have a good stream, Doppel. Alright, bye, Mr. Mustache. Have a wonderful rest of your day, or at least try to.
No, you couldn't. She could wipe us all out with one flick of her finger. I see. Guess you really is something, isn't she? Oh, yes. Very special fairy. The only one who could hope to defeat her is the Child of Prophecy for Nasel's last prediction. It's too hard. But this child is yet to reveal themselves. I can only hope they'd save us as soon as possible.
He's gonna do it. He's really gonna do it. How right you are, Hora. I may very well be about to make your day. That's someone I'd like you to meet.
What are you doing, overall? Please, stop!
That's right. Artoria here is none other than Starred, of Hope, who hails from Tingay, Tego. Born alongside the staff selection will bring Morgan to justice. She's the one, the only Child of Prophecy. Go on now, don't be shy.
Yo, Braun!
You do have some delightful friends, Oberon. I'd love to be tackled to the ground like that myself sometimes.
Why, thank you. Can't say I expected such a direct method of silencing me either. Still, Artoria would never say anything if I hadn't put her on the spot like that. It's kind of a late bloomer, you see. She's still not confident about being the Child of Prophecy. So we were hoping you might be able to offer her your seal of approval, say for example. And she ring one of the bells mentioning the prophecy? Wow, even I wouldn't have come up with that. Impressive.
No, that I'm afraid I could not allow. While there is indeed a bell said to be the voice of the Wind Clan right above this room, I can only let her ring it once she's proven herself to me. Words alone will not suffice. You will need to demonstrate her ability, so there can be no question. You said your name was Artoria, yes. It seems you do indeed have the staff of selection. I still don't understand what the staff selection truly signifies. The only one who does is Ansel, the head of the Mir clan, and no one has seen any member of the Mir clan for years. All I can do is see for myself whether you have the makings of a king.
And how exactly do you propose to do that?
Oh my, what a lovely voice. Here I thought you might be mute. Very well then, out of respect for those docile tones, I'll tell you my conditions. Artoria Termisu, I'd like you to show me that there's still hope for our world. So here's my best test to see if Britain can still be changed. As you know, we fairies are plagued by a dark fate. Every 100 years a calamity falls us, curse and not even Morgan herself is able to spare. For the last few months, there's been a powerful force currently winding its way through Northwich, a calamity pool. If you two get rid of Northwich for this calamity, then I'll gladly give you access to Salisbury's Bay.
So she wants us to get rid of the calamity in Northwich, huh? I didn't think she'd be the one to bring it up. What is the calamity in Northwich? I've never seen one for myself. Oh. I don't know much about these calamities either. I've never seen one for myself, but I've heard plenty of stories. Apparently, they're a kind of natural disaster that befalls Fairy Britain every 100 years. I heard about these calamities too. I've also already told Tiramisu about them. Northwich is a port town in eastern Britain. Apparently it's been showing signs it'll be the home of the next calamity for a few months now. They say that a lot of black soot rises in the air that's gathered above them like rain clouds.
Or said she permitted us to ring the bell as long as she resolved this calamity, right?
So we need to space these clouds of soot, huh? Unfortunately, no loading spacecraft that could do that.
Well, that's okay. Northwich is a tall enough order. And I think we can forget about it for the time being. Right now, our top priority is finding Mash. And now that Aura is leading us to do that, we should really receive some word of her whereabouts in a few days. So all you guys need to do is wait at the inn until then. Then again, doing nothing might not be the best use of our time. Okay, I'll send you a list of things you can do to earn money and gather information later then. Going off on your own again? Well, you know, I thought about what Cora said. I probably should see about paying my tabs before I start racking up more. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you again in 3 days. Found a femboy art of MASH, good art. Fun! There. That should get them to rest up in Salisbury at least a little more. Meanwhile, I've got my work cut out for me. Firstly, I need to go find what's going on in Northwich. Ah, welcome back, Blanca. How's the situation up north? How far is Nareba? His forces advanced. Another child of prophecy's shown up there. I definitely wasn't expecting that. And Cyril didn't say anything about there being 2 of her in the prophecy. That puts Artoria in an even more precarious position. I thought I'd have more time. Yes. Of course, Artoria's the real child of prophecy. That much was never in doubt. But it won't matter who the real one is. What matters will be who the Faeries believe is the real one. Still, it's not all bad. Let's focus on the silver lining here. A false child of prophecy in the north grounded all of Morgan's attention. Which means Artoria and Tiramisu should be safe for now. That'll give me time to ensure they grow stronger. They're not ready for Northwich. They need to experience Britain for themselves, and to gain the power to adapt and conquer its challenges. Hi, also... Is it really FGO 7th anniversary? Hi, welcome to the stream, and yes it is. We're a few days into the anniversary thus far. And welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Doppel, a Doppelganger VTuber. What brings you here? Don't really have time for that, you say? You're a tough crowd, aren't you, Blanca? But you have to take your time with the opening act. That's how it is for us first, too, remember. Something wrong, Artoria?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just nervous. I'm not used to speaking with the head of an entire clan. So, I've got a lot on my mind. I think we're just gonna turn in for the night. Let's meet up here again tomorrow morning, okay? Bye for now.
Looks like I'll have to readjust our perceptions of her, too. Come on, Tiramisu, Tristan, let's head back to our room. We should talk about our next move while it's still safe. Got ads, but every time I try to reply to the game outside of anniversary, you get bored of it real quick, and I think I'll have more fun than normal. That's good, that's good. I think the events are where a majority of the entertainment comes from. But, this account was actually made to, ads over. Awesome. Yeah, anniversary and whatnot, it's always fun. At least it's very profitable. Like, there are a few additions that you should probably know of. The Mighty Chains, which basically give you bonuses based on having all 3 card types in a chain. And, you now get Pure Prisms from Ascending characters. And when you get them to Final Ascension, you get 3 Saints Quartz. Those are the really important things to know that were added. We should talk about our next move while it's still safe to do so. Okay, that's everything that's happened so far in a nice tidy report. It's all yours now, Typhon. Take it away, my little familiar. I as well say I'm new, returning because a single account. I never got past 6 months. For the future, if you're not starting a new account, for the future, you should, well, even if you're starting a new one. Actually, this is for if you're starting a new one. You should, make sure you have a registered transfer code. That way you don't have to start from scratch every single time. And that way when you come back, you'll have everything you had last time and just all the additional stuff now. Unless you want to re-roll. In that case, that's a different story. There. Oh. There, and then taking over the report to the Storm Border. We should hear back from them in about 2 days. Now, let's get over there. Now, let's go over everything we've learned so far. That said, our main target isn't Morgan, but...
Child of Prophecy is supposed to gonna defeat her, right?
Yeah, the truth is we've been dropping our guard around her a little too much. At first, we thought it was just a coincidence that she shared a name with King Arthur and didn't think about it any further, but we can now say for certain that she is the Lost Belt's King Arthur. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, too, that Count has already confronted the legend of King Arthur in the 6th Singularity. And the 5th. And Singularity F. We've encountered her canonically 3 times in the story alone. But I still think it's worth our time to quickly refresh our memories of those legends, so we all are on the same page. The legend of King Arthur takes place in the 5th century. Recently been watching Fate, but I still have to finish Unlimited Blade Works. See, I've been watching the abridged series for Unlimited Blade Works. It's great. I love it. Find out what is after Unlimited Blade Works and where I can watch it. So there are like people that make a list of these things, and the timeline can be a bit wonky. Unlimited Blade Works is only one route from Face Day Night, but let me see if I can't bring up something. Ah, here's something.
This can give you like a rough overview of a general timeline for Fate. It doesn't include every Fate product, but it does give you a good general view for some of the main ones.
A time when Britain was in great turmoil. It began with the collapse of the Continental Empire, when the empire no longer kept keeping Britain safe, came under frequent attack by the Saxons, a foreign enemy who crossed the sea to attack British shores. At the time, Britain was an island nation ruled by many different clans and those clans' kings. While there was always constant squabbling between the clans, there was also a war with the Picts up in the north, where the clans' kings agreed to work together. But one king created an irreparable rift in this alliance. He used the other clans for his own ends, with the goal of ultimately uniting all Britain. His name was Vortigern. He was said to be the avatar, the white dragon born from Britain itself, made to bring it to ruin. Vortigern invited the Saxons to the Isle, throwing it into chaos. Londinium, the fortress city that served as the heart of Britain during the Empire's reign, was destroyed. Vortigern then defeated and killed Uther Pendragon, the greatest king in all Britain. And so, Britain entered a dark age, a time where none of the island could escape its imminent destruction. However, hope still remained. King Uther's most trusted aide, Merlin, the great mage, who had long kept Britain safe, told people that this, too, was all part of the prophecy. King Uther had already chosen his successor. They shall be the next king. Whoever draws a sword selection from the stone shall be Britain's king. Many knights tried their hand at drawing the sword, but none of them succeeded. It was only once the knights had all left, convinced the sword selection was no more than a delusion, that a young squire of 15, a boy who had been raised without any knowledge that he was King Uther's son, came and drew the sword from the stone with no one there to bear witness. The sword was Caliburn. And that boy did indeed go on to become the King of Britain. Arthur Pendragon, the knight among knights, or as we know her, Artoria Pendragon. After announcing himself as King Arthur's successor, King Arthur assembled the lords of Britain, and led them to 12 magnificent victories against the Saxons. In doing so, he proved himself an incredible king, the undefeated king of knights. But unbeknownst to him, the Saxons weren't his only enemy. The greatest threat the King of Knights faced came from within his own family. Vortigern, the avatar of the White Dragon, who defeated King Arthur, or his father Uther, and brought Britain to its knees. Morgan, the Fairy Queen, who declared it was Britain's very will it should become its ruler. Morgan's machinations succeeded in robbing the King of Knights of Caliburn, but the fairies gave him an even greater sword. The sword was Excalibur, a sacred sword forged within the planet's undersea. In the world of magecraft, it's considered a divine construct, an ultimate weapon meant to destroy that which threatens the very planet. In laying claim to the sacred sword, King Arthur became Britain's savior in both name and deed. After a climactic battle with Vortigern in the ruins of Londinium, King Arthur, with help from the fairies, built the towering white castle of Camelot. Lords from all across the Isle came to Camelot to serve the King of Knights. They became the Knights of the Round Table, where all were treated as equals. It's a bit odd telling a story as Tristan here, but this is how the Knights of the Round Table were formed. Lancelot, the knight from France, blessed by the Lady of the Lake. Gawain, the heir of Orkneys, blessed by the sun. Tristan, nephew to the Dork of Cornwall, the Prince of Tragedy, he, well, you, also said to be the symbol of the Romantic period.
That's right. Those are the proud knights of the Round Table, my cherished friends, filled its 13 seats. Sturdy Percival, clever Kay, loyal Bedivere, earnest Ithgyrus, kind-hearted Gareth, aggravating the enforcer, Baldamius the duelist, Taciturn and Mordred, and the greatest knight of all, chosen by the Holy Grail, Galahad, the Revelation.
In addition to King Arthur, the first seat could count King Pellinor, King Arthur's trusted advisor, bore the future 11th seat for 15 in total. At any rate, they were the Knights of the Round Table. I knew when they were at their peak.
Yes, the Knights of the Round Table's peak is also the happiest time in the legend of King Arthur. While other problems were present themselves in the quest of the Holy Grail and a decisive battle against the Picts and Saxons, it was the affair between Lancelot and Guinevere, King Arthur's queen, that changed things forever. Once their affair came to light, the Knights of the Round Table became shadows of their former selves. During an expedition to the Roman Empire, Mordred took advantage of King Arthur's absence and staged a rebellion. That was the beginning of what would later be known as King Arthur's final battle, the Battle of Camlann. It was in this battle that King Arthur drew his final breath. Bedivere had personally returned the sacred sword to the Faeries. In the final chapter, the ancient Britain's history was concluded. After that, King Arthur's body was brought to Avalon, the paradise of the world's end, but the fair is a lake. As the future king, he would one day return to life. And that's the quick and dirty version of the legend of King Arthur. Thanks for listening.
Wow, it's already nighttime.
So, with all that in mind, let's get back to the British Lost Belt. In proper human history, King Arthur drew the sword selection while he was still an unknown boy. And amidst the hope, envy, admiration, and prejudice of the other knights, ascended to the throne as king. Meanwhile, here in Fairy Britain, Artoria may still be unknown and unrecognized. But even so, she wields the staff selection and was traveling across Britain on her own as the child of prophecy. So she got the same name, the same face, the same destiny. No way all that could be coincidence. Which means Artoria Castor is the world's King Arthur. She's destined to be Britain's savior.
Britain's savior, huh? Well, why now?
Then King Arthur became a tiger mom and girlfriend to her adopted son's girlfriend.
For a sizzle.
King Arthur saved Britain in the 5th century, 2019. She really is Britain's savior. Shouldn't she have shown up in the distant past?
That's the question, isn't it? Not sure why her story is taking place now either. But I did overhear one interesting thing from local fairies. Apparently, the Child of Prophecy is the reincarnation of Ask as the savior, and was sent here to save Britain once again.
Ask is in the world tree from Norse mythology?
Yeah, or at least it's the same name. See, once Morgan began ruling Britain, she eventually named this period of the time the Era of the High Queen. And the timing lines up exactly when proper human history changed to AD. But while proper human history stopped in the year AD 2019, in this world, the year 2019 of the Era of the High Queen is still unfolding. And the previous era, aka BC in proper human history terms, is called the Fae Era. Furthermore, during the Fae Era, there's apparently a fairy who saved Britain from the calamities of countless time. Asak, the savior. Apparently, there are only a few fairies left who still remember her. Ector the Immortal, Grand Duke Wasteheat Warrenek, Grimmer the Sage, Totorot, the First Knight. And they still speak of her legend in hushed tones. So if a savior showed up in this world before, that may mean that Fairy Britain has a system of such things, something akin to the counterforce that the island itself uses to fight back when Britain's in danger. If that's true, it'd explain why Artoria was only born now in this time. Plus, we're going up against the High Queen, frickin' Morgan here. Who else but King Arthur would fight her?
I wonder if Morgan really is a bad guy in this Lost Belt.
Anyways, that took longer than I expected, but now that we've gone over everything, I'm gonna make 2 suggestions. First, I think we should continue working with Artoria Castor. While we don't necessarily have to destroy this Lost Belt, it does seem pretty clear that we need to face High Queen Morgan at some point. And when we do, having the Child of Prophecy on our side can only work to our advantage. Second, I think we'd keep our goal, including Caldea's whole deal, to ourselves. It's fine to tell her about proper human history, hell, it'd be impossible to communicate if we didn't. But we shouldn't reveal that we've eliminated 5 of the Lost Belts to date. I know it's not the most honest move, but sometimes not laying all your cards on the table is the way to go.
Like I said before, there's something strange about this world, even for a lost belt. There's still way too much we don't know. So until we have a much better understanding of what's going on here, I want to keep our goals at stopping Britain from disappearing. Even if we eventually end up having to fight it after saving it.
Okay, so we can't tell Artoria about any of this then.
That's right. I'm sorry, Tarasu. I know that won't be easy for you. But for what it's worth, my intention is telling me things aren't going to come to that. I have a feeling we're going to save Britain, stop this collapse from destroying our world, and go our separate ways with a smile, without ever having to do battle with Britain.
I think Morgan just needs a hug. Honestly, that might help. This setup would be a lot better if I had, or at least a lot more fun if I had Summer Ibuki now. Oh well. Also, I saw that we're possibly gonna get Summer a bit earlier than we expected. My comma is 115 now. Hell yeah. Like, we were expecting summer things to come in August. But it said we'd be getting them mid-July. Hell yeah.
Morning everyone, hope you don't mind I had breakfast before you. Gotta try this bread, so soft and yummy. Apparently it's made from wheat.
Is using wheat for bread that unusual here?
Seems that way. Too bad, since they have some of the highest quality wheat I've ever seen, even compared to proper human history.
Kalin's just a really strong single target assassin. Another Sakura face. And he has level limit broken her up to 115 so far. That's the long and short of that. Anyways, welcome to the stream, Super Edgelord. I don't know if I said that. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's right, Da Vinci showed me how to make it. I had no idea you could use flour like that. All this time, practically been sitting on a gold mine. This fairy lives in the grand building, but he's ignorant of the true value of flour. Seems there are significant knowledge gaps between individual fairies.
Oh yeah, so Alucard here has only been like showing up for like anniversary stuff, so I've never gotten that far. That is another one of the new additions. The max level is now 120 whenever you use Grails, but you need servant coins when going past level 100.
Or rather,
Yeah, there are basically two types of fairies. Those who only superficially copy human civilization, and those who are interested in its inner workings. Most fairies are copiers who satisfy just plain pretend. The thing about fairies is they can do anything without human technology, so they don't have to know how it works. You know how when cars get more reliable, there's less need for drivers to repair them. And so over time there are fewer drivers who know how their cars work. It's a lot like that. However, or whenever fairies feel like bread, they can just create. It's somewhat from their own magical energy, easy peasy. But the bread they create that way is an imitation of bread they've had before, like it was 3D printed. Basically, fairies can't experience culture without some kind of originating data to work from. Even Mike here used to be a typical copier. It was only when I started working here that I began caring about the details.
It's true. I was a real dull fairy until I met Da Vinci. I know every day's more fun than the last. I love being alive. I used to think preserving humans was a waste of time. Not anymore. Lady Orr was right. We need humans if we're going to enjoy our lives. If there's one thing humans are good for, it's making technology. They come up with all sorts of fascinating things you just don't see in nature. Sure, some of these things aren't fun or tasty, like iron or gunpowder. But I come to think of humans as our equals now. Heck, I even say I respect them. The last owner left this pub to me. I thought it was going to be nothing but a pain in the neck. Now I know better. We need something to live for. Something we want to do for our own sake, not just to fulfill our purpose. There's no way I'm ever going to go back to just plain old living again.
Well, there you have it. In general, fairies aren't really pure of heart. Or to put it another way, easily influenced, or are really pure of heart.
That's not true, Da Vinci. It's all because of you. Not even Lady Orr ever got me to change my mind like this.
Okay, Mike, in that case, could you learn how to say my name properly already?
What do you mean? I am saying it properly. Alright, I've got a message for you. All you guys from Oberon. They said to tell you to come to Salisbury Fields for an important learning experience.
A learning experience? I think I know where this is going. It's time for... not a death battle, but a throwdown! Dun, 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 dun.
楽しく簡単に終わらないよう
Beg for forgiveness at my feet.
展開しましょう誇りにかけて事実神戸を垂れよ
This is an act of clemency.
恐
Bow your
怖
head.
希望も
No fear, no head. None may
ゴ
pass.
ールに当たわずここで
Oh, they left. How interesting. And a duel.
早炊きですカルウェナ熱を帯びなさい
You're gonna have to try a lot harder than that to defeat me.
すべて見つめます
Hey,
よろ
right.
しいよ
Boom.
く言いました
Let's see. 4 store here. New few store there. I don't know if I'll be able to bring him in. Let's try this.
目を背けない
Alright. That's one. That's two. Let's see if you can do it. Oh, not quite. Motherfucker took our stores. You'll pay for that,
いい判断
insolent whelp! Be gone! Oh, hello there. You wouldn't happen to be in need of a butt kicking, would you?
そこですいい撃てマルミラードワードカルーエナ砕け散りなさい
So it would seem. Alright,
手に入ら
be gone from my sight,
ない
insolent whelp.
白兵隊行きます目をいい半クラキ湖モルゴ
Before I get 300% maximum overdrive! Oh, you poor soul. 300% for your measly over a bit 8k
最果てに
HP.
ありなるトリガース
Perish,
ロードレスキャメ
whelp.
先に進みましょう宴会は大勝利の後に取っておきます
So that's how you're supposed to get rid of those pesky birds. I had no idea. I kept just asking them nicely if they'd leave, but they wouldn't listen. Fields are a delicate thing. At times they require bolder tactics. Also understand and respect your kind inclination not hurt the birds they don't have to. So just leaving a straw-likeness of yourself in the field deter such behavior. It's where the birds will mistake that likeness for you and start by attacking that. Should buy you enough time to do, well, something. Oh my, really? I never would have thought of that. Are you some kind of genius? Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. Very sure that's not how you're supposed to use scarecrows. Was Tristan always like that? Pretty much. He might seem like he's got his head straight, but most of the time it's actually up in the clouds. Still, he can be the perfect knight, at least as long as he has something to keep him on track. Anyway, the caveat that they're also fairy-made imitations of human society aside, what do you think of the Salisbury Fields? They're very spacious. True, regardless of how they got here, the fields themselves are the genuine article. Apparently, agriculture has been a big deal up in North Britain for a long time, but it's never too popular in the south. It wasn't until Aura stepped in that Salisbury finally got serious about it. I've seen really small fields back in my village. I've never seen anything so big and open before. I wonder why they weren't more popular 10 years. Well, we always had to abandon them whenever the Moors showed up. There weren't many Moors in the north, so there was nothing stopping them from making fields up there. So here in the south, we see Moors all the time, so the only ones we could venture outside the city are really strong fairies. Fang Clan can apparently hold out for a little while, but telling themselves that death and war are intertwined. But for weaker fairies like we, without astrally general knowledge of the world, we can't even touch the Moors without putting ourselves at risk. Even if the Moors weren't a problem, we'd still have to remake the fields every 100 years anyways. You're talking about the calamities, aren't you? Are you scared of them too? Even though they're all living forever? Of course we are. The only fairies who can survive calamity are the ones who are allowed to live in Camelot. All the rest of us can do is suffer and disappear. Not a fairy in all Britain doesn't fear the calamities. Not even sure how much longer Lady Aura can hold on to her glow, not after what happened in Northwich. Make no mistake, now the calamities come for Northwich, Salisbury has to be next. When it does, not even Lady Aura will survive. What exactly do calamities consist of? I'm not sure. Calamities have always been undefined. It said they take a different form every time they appear. Let's see, I think the last one, Calamity of Resurrection, or research, Resurrection was erased all of Darlington. I don't even want to think about what kind of terrifying calamity we'll see next. Why'd I have to be born now? Couldn't my predecessor have held out for 10 more years? No, never mind that. Why don't the High Queen open the Camelot to all of us? She would just let us weather the calamities for a year in Camelot. We never had to worry. I see. So you also have grievances with the High Queen. Hey yo, there's been anti-Queen movements popping up around the country. Want to protest your decisions, maybe join one of those. Huh? No, I'm not that upset about it. Besides, I can't even imagine defying her. I might be afraid of the calamities. I'm even more afraid of the Queen's army. More of the Queen's power than just to have enough magical energy to cover all of Britain, after all. He also has a troop of highly trained fairy soldiers, as well as knights under her protection who command them. Tristan of the Beach-Bow, Gawain of the Sun, Lancelot the Light of the Lake. As long as those 3 Tom Lyns are around, nobody can hope to defy the Queen. Huh? Oh, he opened his eyes. It's serious now. What?
Wonder why you're so shocked.
Emergency meeting, now! We need to talk about the 3 Tom Lins that have apparently been serving High Queen Morgan this whole time. Also, you already knew about them, Artoria.
Well, sure, everyone in Fairy Britain does. What's the problem?
Ah, yes.
Astoria. Everyone is shocked. I don't know why, but I don't want to be left out.
Ah, yes, that is shocking his Bedivere when he first wakes up. Artoria, can you please tell us everything you know about them?
Okay. I guess I can cover the basics easily enough. Stuff every Fairy Britain knows. The 3 Tom Lins are Fairies High Queen Morgans bestowed with names with otherworldly knights. They're most powerful beings in Fairy Britain, exceeding the magical energy ordered by the Queen herself. They're also impervious to more corruption, so they're the ones who handle them whenever a group of Moors shows up. Come to think of it, they're known as Guardians of Britain sworn to the service of the High Queen. Knights of the Round Table.
Fairy Round Table? Hey, no fair, I want to say that first.
Whoa, do you have some sort of attachment to the phrase round table or something? We were talking about a circular table, right?
Well, I don't see any way around it. We're just going to tell her about what happened in proper human history. Artoria, our world also has a version of Morgan. Though in our case, it was during the 5th century, about 1600 years ago. There was also a certain king who defeated her, thereby uniting Britain and ushering in an age of peace. That king was known as Arthur, or her true name was Artoria Pendragon.
Hey, that's my name. What a coincidence.
It's not just a coincidence. You two are most likely the same person. What I'm about to say may shock you, but try not to freak out. In our world, you are Britain's greatest unifier, a king loved and respected by countless knights across the land. That's right, you were the ideal king, chosen by the Sword of Selection and trained by Merlin himself. You did pretend to be a man during your reign, but aside from that, you were the picture of integrity. As King Arthur, you commanded many lords from across Britain. Think of it as the equivalent of the Faeries, Britain's 6 clans. And from those lords, you chose the finest knights to beat your Knights of the Round Table, a group of warriors with no equal. In fact, full disclosure, Sir Tristan there is one of them. So, from our perspective, knowing that the Knights of the Round Table served Morgan here is like learning that a group of heroes you always looked up to are now working for the baddest of bad guys. Can you blame us for not being surprised? Are you listening to me, Artoria? Crap, she's so shocked she froze up.
Oh dear. Well, I guess I am the child of prophecy then. Part of me always thought maybe this is all just a big misunderstanding, but now I'm a little more willing to believe it. My grandfather always said I was born the same time as selfish selection. Maybe I really can do this after all. In fact, maybe I'll take a page from this Pendragon person example and save all Britain too. Plus, we even have a knight at the round table with us. Or here. Sorry, what did I say with us? You know, when I first heard you shared a name with that Tristan, I thought you were a pretty bloodthirsty guy. And now I know you're actually a knight at the round table yourself. It's so cool.
Well, I'm certainly glad to hear he speaks so highly of me. What do you mean, bloodthirsty? Don't tell me that Tristan here is
said to be the cruelest, most short-tempered and wantonly violent of all the fairy knights of the Round Table. Her nicknames are the Fairy Killer, Tristan the Bloody Eel. They say she killed almost 400,000 fairies in the 100 years since she was appointed a Tom Lin.
I can fix it.
But you're nothing like her, Tristan. Seeing you fought beside Timothy's kinda like we're watching a flower dancing in a storm. You always maintain your composure and strive to be gallant. Do your best no matter what the circumstances. There aren't many people like that in Fairy Britain. So the fact you're putting your trust in me, even though we're from different worlds, is really encouraging.
Yes. And those fairies probably deserved it.
Indeed, that is how I try to conduct myself. That said, I'm glad there's really is more to being a Tomlin than just a Tordorm. I guess it's more than being Tomlin than just a Tordorm. Hey go, say that in your world. Tomlin Tristan was reported 100 years ago, long after Tristan from proper human history. So this Tristan is the original, unlike the Tomlin an imitation. But that would mean, has Morgan known about proper human history for more than 100 years?
Yes. Yes, it would. Well, I wasn't planning to tell Artoria about King Arthur like this. But I think we should still be fine. Plus, we gotta find out about the Tom Lin. Really, if we'd run into one of them without any foreknowledge, I think I might have actually died from shock. Anyways, while the lost belts Tristan and Gawain may not look like the ones we know. Yeah, this one's hotter. For me, at least. The fact they share a name must mean they have many of the same traits as well. So we can expect Sir Tristan to use Falnot and Sir Lancelot to wield old Adrenite. For sure. Say, where is Tristan anyways? He's in Artoria's room, said he had something he wanted to talk to her about.
I'm here to put a whole lot of pressure on you. The Orc Dragon who tried to destroy Britain back when he still knows the art and the ancient sacraments. Voted him the cowardly king. The fury of Britain, the personification of his desire to reject the age of humanity. Then there was the avatar of the Red Dragon, born and raised in stark contrast to Vortigim, Artoria Pendragon. The king who protected the people of Britain preserved its kingdom and established the human world. All fairies and sacraments may have faded away from Britain as a result. Her efforts did succeed at preserving British culture, passing on to later generations. Strength isn't what made Artoria king. She became king because she fought for Britain's future. It's also why her knights agreed to set aside their differences and join her at the round table. That's right, we all saw the hope in our king. Always cool-headed in battle, fair and impartial in politics. Above all, she truly loved all of Britain. Even with her small stature, she would face down enemies many times her size and strength without fear of injury. She sounds like a real amazing king. Indeed she was. I have never known anyone braver, more disciplined, or more proud. That said, even she didn't start off out as a perfect king. After she drew the sword selection, she trained with Merlin and Sir Kay day and night for years on end. That's why you needn't try rush things now, Artoria. It's not a matter of you sharing a name with King Arthur. It's a matter of you sharing her vision. So please have confidence in yourself. I know you can do this. King Arthur truly accomplished vision to me from another world. Man, it's amazing. She must have worked so hard.
Hello, goodbye. Hi. Bye.
Hello. Goodbye. Oh, Beck, you should have seen me out there, Mike. I somehow managed to complete 3 overall quest all in a row.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you're getting kinda desperate. Why don't you have an apple water? On the ass.
Thanks, Mike. So considerate of you. You're really getting the hang of the pub owner thing.
Oh, cut it out, Da Vinci. It's all thanks to you, my perfect angel.
First, we arbitrated a dispute between a wind fairy and earth fairy over who had the right of sunlight on a main road. Then we had to run a safety check on all the mysterious items. It turned out to be a bunch of bouquets that had been sent to the head of the Wind Clan. Finally, I had to subdue an out-of-control wind fairy. It had been unlucky in love for the past 30 years when I had to romance the human. Surprisingly, none. This was at all easy. That does make it completing them all the more satisfying.
Great to see everyone's so happy.
Hey, Roy, I almost forgot. You there, human Tiramisu, was it? Oh, yes, top of your room. Trust me, not the kind of fairy when I keep waiting.
I guess to see tiramisu.
So this is the human's bedroom, huh? Not so different from ours. No, that's not right. We wouldn't even have rooms like this if not for humans. Really, we're the ones who should be thanking them.
Pardon me.
So you're back, human. You did well with the form incident yesterday. As a wind fairy myself, you have my thanks.
So, no problem. Is that all you want to say, or...?
We may have received word of your missing companion. Every human captured in South Britain is taken to a ranch out west, and a new human was brought there 3 days ago. Maybe the one you've been searching for. If you wish to go rescue it, I'll arrange for a guide to show you the way. Tonight I have a few soldiers stationed outside Salisbury. You're to rendezvous with them and finish your rescue before the night is over. I also have a message for you from Lady Orr. She said, I hope you find your friend there. Excuse me. I hope you find your friend there.
Thanks, Coral.
Don't thank me, thank Lady Orr. Now, if you excuse me, I must return to my post. I don't know what it is that brought you here. I know I have no position to offer advice. But you should know that the ranch belongs to the High Queen, and that's very well guarded.
So, that's the scoop. Wow. When they said it'd take 2 to 3 days, I didn't expect them to actually come through that fast. Impressive.
This human was brought 3 days ago, huh? You don't have a moment to waste. I don't know what kind of facility this ranch is. Now's not the time for cowardice.
I agree. Oberon might not be back yet. Seeing as we have a guide, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. So, what are you gonna do, Artoria? The matter really only concerns us, so we understand if you were to stay behind.
I'll be glad to help. First, I'm dying to find out what the real message like since I inadvertently used your name for a while. So I feel a lot more confident after these last few days. Be it infiltration or picking or brewing sleep potions, I'm sure I can handle it just fine with my Merlin Magecraft.
Great. You'll have to tell me more about this Merlin Magecraft later, though. Oh no. Sent them to Dr. Phil's ranch.
Seeing these soldiers, they're our guides. Quite a surprise. Thought these soldiers be fairies, not humans.
Oh yeah, most of Salisbury's soldiers are actually human. They may not hold a candle to fairies when it comes to sheer combat ability, but they have no problems using weapons above all. Morse don't pose any immediate threat to them. So yeah, human soldiers are basically the fairies' Morse countermeasures. Most of the clans treat them as disposable tools, but Aura sees the value in human soldiers, even appointing the most talented ones to serve as their personal guards. Remember the ones we saw protecting the great cathedral? The fact that they were so strong is proof that Aura has given those humans various rights. You feeling okay?
I'm just a little nervous. Just been never been around so many humans before. Doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, I'm obviously fine with you.
Quiet, they noticed us too. Hey, you there! Suspicious looking ones! The outsider Coral told us about. Can't believe you actually showed up, huh? Why now? Of all time. Exactly the sort of pain in the ass I don't need. Oh well. If this is what Lady Aura wants, then fine. Follow us. Show the way to the ranch. Be warned, it's a 2-hour walk. So you better have everything ready before we get going. Do ya?
Of course. Thanks for doing this.
Man, you guys are dressed in the weirdest clothes I've ever seen. Lady Aura sure does love her novelties, doesn't she?
Not very happy to see us, are they? They probably think of us as a bunch of annoying pests moving in on their beloved Aura.
Even so, that doesn't change the fact they're helping us. We should be grateful to them for it. Come on, Tiramisu. Afraid we won't be able to talk for a little while. At least we should be able to help us make good time.
We're here, the West Human Ranch.
Human Ranch?
That's right, we used to live here too. We were assigned to the horrid Faeries who robbed us of everything we had, down to our dignity for throwing us away like so much trash. Us stray humans had nowhere to go until Lady Aura took us in. We became soldiers so we could win the freedom Lady Aura showed us was possible. Support overthrowing the Queen too. While we're nothing like the trendy rebel army who's count on the so-called child of prophecy to bail them out. Rebel army, heard them mentioned before. Means there's an anti-queen movement outside Salisbury too. Yep, rebel army situated in the old castle ruins out east. Claimed to want to free all Britain. Even have the gall to call themselves the Round Table. Still, definitely a force to be reckoned with. Led by humans actually survived against Lancelot in a joust in Camelot. Morgan himself offered him a reward, saying he'd prove himself equal to a Tom Lynn. See, I think his name was Percival. Percival the White Light. Man who reached the limit of human ability. Morgan was so impressed with him, she commanded him to join her forces in Camelot, though he's human. Instead, he refused her command and formed the rebel army.
Hey, that's enough! It's too dangerous to stay here for any longer. If anyone sees us, here, Lady Aura will be the one who will pay the price. Let's just ditch these backwater fairies and head back to Salisbury already.
I take it that means you guys were only here to show us the way. And that sneaking into the ranch looking for our companion is entirely our job.
You're damn right it is. Hallie should be thanking us just for taking you this far. One clan might be good at everything, and have the right temperament for combat. Morgan ever thinks they're rebelling against her, Lady Aura's as good as dead, along with all Salisbury. Even knowing all that, Lady Aura still asked us to help you. So you listen to me. Whatever you do, don't you dare mention Salisbury if you get caught. Got that? Better not bite the hand that fed you. Now I feel allowed to have any pride in at all in being a human.
Okay, let's discuss our next move. I just finished analysing Ranch's interior structure. From what I can tell, there are 6 big factories in the middle of the complex, about 30 smaller ones. I didn't sense any heat sources in the big factories, probably just shut down now. But the small factories have lots of heat signals, seem to be about 60 humans inside. What do you think, Tiramisu? If we scale the castle walls, we'll probably sneak in, inside without the guards spotting us.
Oh, you're really efficient.
Efficient? Me? Oh no, I'm really not. It's just a little spell that lets you see inside a building by hitting the walls with magical energy waves, seeing how things inside react to it. It's the most basic thievery spell Merlin taught me. Said I'll definitely need it at some point. Looks like he was right.
Those take me back. See, Merlin never changes no matter what world he's in.
Still your connection to MASH. Through your contract, Tiramisu, can you sense anything? You can. That'd be the fastest, easy way to find her. It's hard to tell. Maybe, maybe not. Then there's probably too many cross lines to say for sure. Honestly, I'm feeling the same thing. And there's just way too many contracts going around Fairy Britain. Maybe whenever a fairy takes possession of a human, they form a bond that's similar to a servant contract. If I'm right, that's the only way we'll know whether MASH is here if we see for ourselves. Tristan, do you think you can carry Tiramisu and Artoria up the castle wall?
And don't worry about me. I'll get up there with my roller skates.
Of course, it'll be the quietest, most grateful liar work you've ever seen. Both of you, over here, please.
They're all lit away. Western Wall's most likely got it right now. Let's go in from there.
Looks like a town on the inside, too.
Tori, I assume the large factories spoke of earlier, these complexes, smaller ones, are those homes?
That's right. Humans kept it ranges like these, so shipped out with their creativity intact. So they should be confined in houses rather than pins. Just ignore the large factories. We won't find mesh there. It's not birthing season yet. There shouldn't be anything inside them.
What's with the U?
Arturi, behind you!
A surveilling familiar must disguise as a street lamp. Can't believe I messed up again. I'm sorry everyone. Need to take it out now before it calls in reinforcements.
There's its reinforcements.
Endurance battle!
どこから潰してあまり悩ませない。くらいよく
Bow before me! Insolent whelps!
そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよロードレスキャメロット。モルゴーアコーロ多くの今のうちに準備白兵戦行きます今のうちに準備
Oh, was that late already?
Yes, it was time for a ruthless Camelot. Right on schedule.
そこですやっ早書きですカルウェナ
Thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. Gotta feel like we'll see a lot. Not a lot this battle. I don't know how long this battle's gonna last. It'll probably end soon. It's an endurance battle. I probably could take out all of them, but I don't think it's gonna make the fight last long enough for that to happen.
よく言いました負けないぞ圧倒します内側
Okay, just get that hydrate and stretch in.
ここで足を狙います
Yeah, there it is. Took out 10 of them.
勝利は約束されていたはずです
You know, if I wasn't just doing a little bond farming there with Kyoji, I could do a full fairy team here. Just pop on Bovasif.
Or Gareth. Anyways, let's throw Da Vinci at him next.
Damn it, they just keep coming. Must be a fairy close by making more of them or something. Can you find them, Tarasu? I'd do it myself, but I've got my hand full with these familiars.
I'm on it! Something hiding in that building's shadow.
You're correct. No sound at all coming from there. Both they think they're hitting themselves perfectly. But nothing can stand between my symphony and my enemy. How do you like your midsection cut into quarters?
What are you people? Whatever you just did was neither human nor fairy. You're obviously not Moors. You're not with the Round Table army. Are you the child of prophecy then? This is great. Things are finally going my way. I am Knight Grant, no mere child of prophecy. His magecraft can hope to match our High Queen. High Queen Morgan herself bestowed this armor upon me. It'll take more than a few swings of a sword to shatter it.
Who is that in there? Whoever they are, no ordinary fairy. Please be careful, everyone. Guessing this is one of them torments we heard about.
No, they're not.
Be shattered. Rip through them. It doesn't take much.
Behold, it is I, Grant.
Why are you all looking at me like that?
Grant isn't exactly an intimidating name.
What do you mean? It's very intimidating.
Not really.
Fear me, I am Grant!
Gonna be a no for me. Beep beep, motherfucker.
No, I, Grant, have taken damage? I shall grant you death!
God speech. Thought you had something there, didn't you? Well, guess what, motherfucker? I have guts. I have invincibility. And now you're going to be in pain.
闘します。それは絶えず見た滅びの最果てにありながら取り回す私。
Seriously, being afraid of someone named Grant is not exactly very intimidating. Like being intimidated by someone named Philip.
What, you mean Philip the Brave? One of the greatest of our knights?
I don't know if he's being serious or not.
足を狙います。早立てです。カルウェイ。
Two left. Alright.
任せて。下がっているように。行くよ。モルゴー。輝き。手に入れるの。 早立てですカルウェナ。早立てですカルウェナ。暗きにされ妖精の多く言いました。
Line him up.
いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを請います。落ちよ。ロードレスキャメロット。
We'll grant you a kick to your keister. That's what we'll do.
罪の都。
400%.
は我がの念。集う円卓の守護者たち。
Overdrive!
まだですね。当然とはいえ嬉しいものですね。
Insolent whelp.
No, I, Grant, have fallen. Can't believe it. A knight of Camelot, falling to such insignificant whelps. I, the famous Grant.
Did we get him?
All you want, the top leg was super duper strong. I still managed to beat him. I couldn't have done it without all of you.
Afraid that was almost certainly just an ordinary knight. One thing, there's no Grant among the knights of the Round Table. For another, look over there.
Hey. Oh crap, 3 more knights. Use the same incredible magical energy as the last one. We just barely a match for him alone. No way we could take on 3. Come on, Termasu, let's get out of here for now.
What about Mash?
There! We've gotten through the gates! Squads 1 and 3! We'll take out Morgan's soldiers at the front! Squads 2, take control of the factories! Get our comrades out before they're disposed of! Reinforcements for the castle gates! Damn it, the child of prophecy is just a decoy! First we need to take back the gates. Be careful. These soldiers from Londonium, Hun's rebel army. Don't underestimate them. Some of them are armed with iron weapons, laced with Moor's poison. You will fear the name Philip.
Well now, wasn't expecting reinforcement. Must be the rebel army we learned about earlier. Individually, they may not be as strong as Faeries. Quantity is a quality all its own. At this point, it's only a matter of time till they defeat those 3 fairy knights.
So it seems, man, it's too close for comfort. Still, once the rebels are done with the fairies, we can't be sure they won't turn their swords on us. Come on, Termasu, let's look for Mash while everyone's occupied. We should save making contact with the rebel army for after that. It can show us where to go, Artoria. Right, of course, don't worry, I'm a great lockpicker. Besides, is right, we can't be sure the rebel army will see us as allies. Hey, let's find Mash and get out of here before anyone else sees us. Well, damn. I should have figured the locks on Queen's young facilities be really tough nuts to crack.
Sure. Round Table Army did manage to open up the other 29 houses in the time it took us to open one.
Can't even claim credit for this one since the Round Table Army ended up opening it too. Now, cheer up, Artoria. As a detective myself, I definitely get how you feel. But the important thing is all the humans being kept in these houses are freed. It's too bad we didn't find Mash. That doesn't mean that this was all a waste. At least now we know she wasn't captured. Really isn't that way better?
You're right, wherever Mash is, I'm sure she's okay. Okay, everyone, this way, please. Don't worry. Plenty of room, food, and jackets to go around. Be on our way soon as we gotten everyone's names, checked you all for injuries. Also, if anyone knows about any other human beings kept here, please tell us.
I can't believe it. An army of humans defeated the Queen's soldiers. And the rumors of the Round Table Army are true. We don't have to do what they say anymore. We can go outside, really? But the knights said the outside was dangerous, that humans would die instantly. We should stay here and study until we grow up. 2 years so last I got to go outside. I have to go back to Glasper. I got separated from someone there, someone I cared about deeply. And that poor child, I really hope she's able to get back without me.
Must say, I'm very impressed by this Round Table's Army's leadership. They even took the knights they defeated into custody, sparing their lives still killing them. They're a properly disciplined army, not a lawless mob of killers. So it's Percival, strongest of all human knights who formed the Round Table Army. Oh, this gladdens me. Well, I'm sure he isn't the same Sir Percival I knew, although I'm certainly doing his namesake proud. Oh, it's you guys! Thanks for your assistance earlier. It was a big help. We've been investigating this ranch closely for the past few months. Knew its security would be the lightest today. Definitely didn't know we wouldn't be the only ones making a move. I was especially surprised to see just the 4 of you managed to take out one of Morgan's knights. We were prepared to lose up to 20% of our soldiers. Thanks to you guys, got off no more than a handful of casualties. Which city's rebel army are you from? I don't think I've seen you from the south before. From the north, then? I heard there was some trouble up in Sheffield. Maybe that's where you're from?
Artoria?
I'm sorry, you people really.
Oh, I see. I forgot. We're still the only ones who don't distinguish between fairies and humans in our head count. I'm sorry if I offended you when I counted all 4 of you the same.
No, that's quite alright. Is everyone in the Round Table Army like you?
I don't know about that. We have our own goals, our own ways of thinking. The one thing we all have in common is our faith in our commander. I'll agree that Percival's ideals are worth fighting for. Always talking about how the Child of Prophecy will appear one day, and wants to assemble as many like-minded allies as he can in the meantime. It says that way, when the Child of Prophecy really does appear, be a firm anti-Queen foundation in place to help take some of the heavy burden off their shoulders. Enough yammering from me. It looks like you're done with the roll call. We're going to start escorting these people to Londonium. Want to come with us? Always looking for more strong warriors like yourselves.
Oh, you...
Sorry, we'll have to pass for now.
That's right, we appreciate the invitation, but we're trying to find a missing person right now.
Gotcha. Well, that's too bad, but I understand. I'll take care then. Hope you find this missing person of yours soon.
I guess that's that then. But you made the right call, Tiramisu. Honestly, I'm impressed you were able to turn him down.
Well, I could tell Artoria wasn't too keen on it, so...
Well, I would like to learn more about this Round Table Army. Finding Mash absolutely comes first. It's not the right time to join forces with them yet.
Exactly. I knew one of the original Knights of the Round Table. Understand, you're a true gentleman's gentleman.
Ah, well, I am Tristan, Child of Sadness, not a knight who lives and dies on chivalry or on. That said, Sir Bedivere was here too. May have been forced to make it difficult to sit. Tiramisu, get back!
So you attacked when the security is at its lightest, huh? Devious of you, I'll give you that. but it won't win you the day. Not exactly the pathetic thought of conviction I expect from humans. You thieves are going to scuttle around the shadows. He can't complain if you end up crushed under someone's beat. What's going on with the magical energy signal? Can't even get a reading on it. That fire just took out most of the Round Table army. Squad 2! Squad 3! You alright? Damn it! How many soldiers did we just lose? We're the only ones who survived? Oh, flame. It can't be! So few yet live. That flame would have consumed you all if it had been an open field. And... ban. But this rat belongs to High Queen Morgan herself. I can't raise it to the ground, so I'll crush the rest of you with my own arms. Come on, humans, try to fight back. Show me you're truly brave, and I'll be merciful. Show me you're cowards, and you'll have nothing from me. It can't be happening. What's she doing here? That greatsword, dressed in black flame, silver white armor, fairy eating black dogs. Death by Stu has arrived. It's Tomlin Gawain! Why is the Queen's right-hand woman here? You.
Oh, literally dusted.
If you refuse to take up your swords, then you aren't worthy to cross horns with me.
We captured all the escaped humans, Lady Gawain. We'll soon have the rest of these thieves captured as well. Be easy. We have 3 fairies for every human.
No need for that. They're my quarry. I'll handle this myself.
Seen power from Gawain in the Holy City.
You too, huh? I thought you were different from the other humans. Seems I was wrong. You're just like any other livestock in Fairy Britain. Grisly meat like yours won't even make a decent snack. Don't bother telling me who you are. I couldn't care less. Our Queen told me about you, gal. You must be the master of proper human history. Oh, spare me the surprise. High Queen has told the Tomlin about the outside world you call proper human history. He also commands us to capture you alive if the opportunity presents itself. Capture you, huh? How unlike her. Listen well, you shameless intruders. You uppity primates have a lot of nerve barging into Fairy Britain like you own it. Tell me, in your world, is it considered courteous to welcome visitors from afar, right? Very well, take up your swords and I'll give you the welcome you want. I'm Gawain, Knight of the Fairy Round Table, sworn to protect Britain. Now with this name bestowed upon me by the High Queen, I shall destroy you without mercy.
Don't know if the battle will come to this, but I'm not going to take that chance. Or they could destroy my pelvis. Degenerate, but understandable.
We're preparing for a full frontal assault. Devilish Buddhist stuff, huh?
Alright, this should do the trick. Hopefully. At the very least, it will ideally let me survive.
Endurance battle!
早立てですカルウェ
こちらをどうぞ。
So sad.
やる
Not immune to the charms of a hot lady knight that could actually kill me. Yeah, same. Like watermelon and thighs level of carnage. Trust me, I completely get ya. Magical energy's being drained. Oh no! Oh no! Let's see. Let's try this little combo.
真空
イーグ強きそれはそこだなんじ
Oh, it's still effective. How peculiar.
最悪 熱を帯びなさい丸みアドワーズ早立てですカルウェナありえざる妖精の王よ死ね死んだ最果ての島罪の都
Let's show them what we got.
円卓の守護者たち
Round table. Protection.
ショータイムねほらもうおしまいこれがあなたの慣れの果て天地のフェイルノート
Man, even for nerf damage, that ain't too bad.
この剣にかけてなんじゃ剣だけではないよな
She can't break through. Awesome. Fig fell not.
我が君の
誇りにかけて
曲を痛みを歌い嘆きを奏でフェイル
ぐちゃぐちゃに輝き
Let's see.
下がって誇りにかけて
超えても無駄です
そこですやっ強きそれは剣だけではない
Oh, gotcha. Strong gator. Alright, we took it off. Sealed that MP of hers. Awesome.
対終末対粛清ボード
Oh dear, Doppel versus waifu. Yeah.
違法に
After Avalon Defay, Barty's just needs a hug and headvats. Yeah, you're telling me.
勝利を刻めラウンドオーバーどう
超えても無駄です
Well, yeah, of course I am. Boba Sif has a lot of built-in counters.
はいよろし
Good girl deserves head pats. Maybe if she chills.
い収束
Maybe if she chills.
切り刻む吠えても無駄ですおとなしくなさい動けばちます
有力だな本当に
She'll chill once I fix her.
I wasn't even part of this fight. Guys, we didn't lose anyone. Quit being dramatic. No, not yet. Can't give up yet. No one on the team has died yet. Stay with me, Tiramisu. Oh no, she's seriously drained. I don't know how she's doing it, but that Tom Lynn's somehow eating her command spells. I never felt feedback quite like this before. It's still completely pathetic. Something more to it. This isn't Atlantis, people! You there, look. Not fear, despair. It's that hatred. Good. You figured out that much at least. I've been a walk, hasn't it? I got mine tore off without seeing you again being happy. Yeah, well. No, Artoria. I didn't know you. I don't remember ever seeing a pipsqueak like you before. Is some weed I stepped on or something? Either way, don't talk to me again till you've grown more. The little pain in the neck looking down to talk to you. Not that a runt like you could do much going. Why you? Had enough talk. You intruders will get no mercy from me. I had no more time to waste on you. Die now, humans and servants alike. What? A bowstring? Indeed. Bewitched, unbreakable bowstring I can wield however I wish. More civic. You'll never be able to get past it, no matter how strong you are. So it seems. This is one of the wing class threats. I'm surprised there was still any left. But so what? You don't actually think you defeat me with this, do you? Defeat you now. Detain you, yes. The Vinci Toria take care and soon get out of this town. I'll hold Gawain here and ensure she doesn't come after you. You got it. Honestly, it's not going to be easy. I'll make sure she makes it out of here, no matter what. Come on, Tiramisu. Carry you my mechanical arms. Stand up, Artoria. Carry you too if I could, but I'm afraid I just can't. But what about you, Tristan? Don't worry about me. Seems this is where I die. You're not serious, right? You can't just throw your life away like that. It's like you're too injured to... It's alright. Besides, isn't the first time I faced down Sir Gawain like this. Besides, I already thought of a trump card and use against her. All works out. Should be able to catch up to you soon enough. Said I'm afraid I can't use it with all you here. Go, my king. Please hurry. God damn it, don't start this again, people! Still at the beginning of your journey. Okay, I'm ready. Come on, follow me. If you can't keep up, I'm going to leave you behind. You get that right. Let me guess. So to sacrifice yourself, let your companions escape. His hatred towards Vargas solely because she's jealous of her voluptuous figure. And Vargas seems to only dislike her because she's short.
Oh, come now. Should have gone without saying. Really are Sir Gawain. Body's strong and hard as rock. And then so is your head.
Tell me something. Are all servants like you? Pawns who are willing to throw their lives away for their master because neither fear death nor know what it truly is to truly live.
Don't know that I put it that way. Even servants hope to avoid death. In fact, I'd say we fear death more than we did when we were alive. For we heroic spirits know all too well how miraculous it is to be summoned. We know this opportunity will never come again. We know how rare it is to be granted dreams, even after death. Most of all, we know what dying feels like. We know how painful, how bitter, how sad it can be. You may think we can bear it because we've experienced it before, but you would be wrong. Death is something living things can only bear once. To suffer the pain of my own death over and over, to make others grieve my passing several times is simply more than I can take. If I may confide, hoping you'll let me escape with my life.
Whether you live or die here is entirely up to you. All you would all mean to kill is your master. If you're willing to stand down, I'm willing to let you go. Be ashamed to waste your impressive techniques of yours. Even if your master were dead, you could still live a good life here in Fairy Britain.
No, Tomlin Gawain, I could not. That's why I'm going to stop you. The least I can do to repay the debt I owe to the one who trusted in my knighthood, and fighting against her in a moment of weakness. I know nothing of your life or circumstances, and I confess I don't care a whit about your idea of justice. But only interest is using the life of mine for the one I love, no matter what it takes.
You tie my whole body with string! When did you do that? So what? You think a mere human that can hold me down? What is this? How is this even possible? How'd you put these strings all over our town without any magical energy? I never even saw you move your hands.
Indeed, these restraints rely on weight, not strength. The mass of the very town, accumulation of human technology is what holds you in place. Thanks to our earlier battle, I know very well how strong you are. I know you cannot break those restraints with brute force alone. I may no longer have the fingers on my right hand, but I still have my mouth. Now, otherworldly knight, prepare to face the full force or some air strike.
What you say is lonely human technology that holds me in place. That does it. You deserve to die a miserable death. After all, servant, I'm going to dash any hopes you had of this pathetic trick working.
Barlet goes hard? Yeah, she does. You hurt, Lady Gawain? And what are we gonna do about the ranch?
Don't worry about it. Take full responsibility when pulled into Her Majesty. Now gather up all the fastest runners, go after the humans and servants who managed to escape. You should be able to catch up to them much quicker than me right now. Join you afterwards. No way, not just saying it, like the idiot knight did a moment ago. Once you catch up, surround and restrain them. Don't kill them till I get there.
Yes, Lady Gawain, consider it done.
That hurt more than I expected. My whole body's still a little numb. Should have asked the man's name. There that much before I killed him. Hold on. What's that whining?
What was that sound? I'm sorry, I'll explain later. Right now, we need to get away from the fairies chasing us. Can you stand? Can you run? Okay, I'm gonna put you down. Now run for it. How could earthclad fairies be so fast? It was August da Vinci. Damn it, after Tristan managed to buy us some time. What can we do? Nowhere to hide out. What's that sound? Oh good, I made it. Heard you guys are in trouble, so I figured. Hey, Fair King Oberon to the rescue. You guys know what carriages are, right? Great, then get in. Catch you all up later. Carriage is in a carriage called all cloudheads are allowed to use.
That's right. Tools that exploit humans or animals are prohibited by British law. But there are some fairies out there who voluntarily provide such labor themselves. My name is Rana Britt, the Fey Horse. I'm a fig-clad fairy who's always been fascinated with carriage culture. I usually serve Lady Aura, but just this once, I agreed to serve Lord Oberon as well. Sometimes he tells me that this is fate at work. Hey, I said the thing. So why not sit back and see how great a carriage ride can be?
Red Rabbit? The whole lot I'd like to comment on here, but for now, I'll just say great timing, Oberon. Come on, guys, get on. These soldiers will catch us now. Will never catch us now.
Clever of them.
Hold on.
Clever of them. You know who that carriage belongs to?
No, my lady. One of the soldiers used to build carriages, but he said he doesn't recognize the design. Thanks, one of them clans must have made it without the High Queen's permission. I'm so sorry, couldn't be more help.
No matter. Call the soldiers back. We're returning to Camelot.
Are you sure, my lady?
I don't have time to go around chasing after rats. No, scratch that. Not even rats. Britain's the High Queen's garden. No garden's entirely free of pest. I'll just let my temper get the better of me this time. Next time we meet, I'll grind them beneath my beat. Assuming I ever do meet them again, of course. Well, I have some. One much better at squashing bugs in any case.
Oh, you mean Fair Lancelot? That's the strongest Tamlin in all Britain? She'll crush those bugs in no time, no matter where they try to hide.
Why are you talking about Lady Lancelot in front of Lady Gawain, you idiot? Have you got a death wish?
Forgive me, Lady Gawain. I meant no disrespect. You're, of course, strong as a Tamlin.
It's alright, you're correct. She is the strongest. Watch your tongue next time. She's not the strongest of the Tamlin. She's the strongest creature in all fairy Britain. She isn't even in the same category as us. Do you remember that?
Yes, my lady. I'll never forget it again.
Good. Now bring the captured humans here so I can deal with them before we leave.
Please wait. You got it all wrong. This wasn't our fault. Soldiers opened our door without asking. Told them we didn't want to go. Please don't kill me. I never hope for freedom again. Still have 10 years left and then make me a valuable slave. Please just spare my
Know your place, dog. Any human who so much as thinks about running away is worthless even as a slave. This new form suits you much better. By the time I'm done breaking you in, maybe you'll be ready to rejoin your fellow human slaves.
Wait, so you can revert that form? I thought it was permanent. Alright, and with that, I think we're going to end things for today. That's a good stopping point. I'd bark for her. Same. Yeah, I think we got some good progress in.
That is a thematically or story beat wise a good stopping point. So, I'd like to wish you all a fond farewell, and thank you for stopping by. Most Sparkus fans would. Catch you later. Of course, of course. If you like this, of course, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because it really helps me out. I have a Ko-Fi throne if you so wish to contribute. But, until next time, fare thee well.